not have good coverage out here.
The pitch to Goings. The penalty marker as Goings picks up a first down out of bounds at the 46 after a gain of 16.
Holding, 70, offense. 10-yard penalty, replay, second down.
So the 16-yard pickup negated by the 10-yard penalty.
This is what happened after the personal foul by Mel Mitchell. Got right in the face of Haslett right there, separated by an injured Ashley Ambrose. Pushed around by Mike Lewis. Jim's telling him what he thinks about that behavior after the play, hurting the team, letting him know that he hurt the team. Right now, the Saints are completely off their game. It's like you're fighting with your big brother, and your big brother is leading the little brother, and the little brother just keeps pushing back, and he's the one that's getting in trouble, and that's what's happening to the Saints.
Now second down and 20. Cologne able to get rid of it. And Goings takes it across the 35, and he's finally tackled as he picks up 15, setting up a third down and 5.
So that Nick Goings is very valuable in the passing game. This is just a little slip screen. They're going to bring Will Smith on a blitz. He doesn't get hit. Watch Jake. Just right underneath the pressure. Just slipped it right underneath there. Now Goings, watch, he protects the ball. He doesn't fumble it. They're trying to rip it out of his hands. He's turning, twisting, fighting for yards. Now they got themselves in a makeable third down situation.
Goings had a big day last month against the Saints, 166 total yards. Third down and 5. Again, the pitch to Goings. And he's tackled by Charles Grant. Loss of 1 on the play, so the Panthers will punt it away.
Not unusual for Carolina to play it conservative in their end of the field, but watch Charles Grant out here. Great individual play. Reads it, feels it, fights off the block, then wide. He's going to flatten Nick Goings and hope that you get some help there. Let the other guys clean up. Really nice, disciplined play there by Charles Grant.
Todd Sauerbrunn back at his own 20. Punting to Michael Lewis.
We got a chance to return this. That's a flat ball.
From the 18. Sneaks through and takes it out to the 39-yard line. 21 on the return. Brandon Short made the tackle on special teams. Well, next Sunday, it's an NFC wildcard matchup starting at 4 Eastern on Fox, followed by the 2-hour season premiere of 24 at 8. That's next Sunday on Fox. Things going well for the Panthers with a win and a Minnesota loss they are in. A win and a St. Louis loss they are in.
And how about for the New Orleans Saints?
Well, a St. Louis loss also benefits the Saints. However, the Saints rooting for a different outcome in that Vikings-Redskins game if the Rams win.
That's right.
If the Rams win and the Saints win, the Saints would also need wins by Seattle and Minnesota. We will keep you posted throughout the afternoon. From the 40, Deuce McAllister. And he's bottled up. Mark Fields, the longtime Saint, in on the tackle. Loss of 2 on first down for Deuce.
I'll tell you, it's all about, familiarity. Watch Carolina here come and fill. I mean, they're overloaded on that side. Really, they've got more bodies that New Orleans can block, and they just strung Deuce right out to the side right there for a negative play.
Three receivers set, second down and 12. Pathon in motion. Brooks to the air on second down. Will Witherspoon wraps him up. Down he goes back at the 33-yard line. Third sack of the season for Witherspoon.
They ran a zone blitz that time. They dropped it in. They brought Hawkins right here along with Witherspoon. They bring 2. They can only block 1. Really, Mike Carney, the fullback, did a bad job on Will Witherspoon. They should have had enough bodies to block that.
Now 3rd down and 17. Saints have to get to midfield for a 1st down. Out of the shotgun. Brooks steps up and throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for Joe Horn.
Really, Carolina, you know, it's only a 3-0 game, but dictating the tempo of the game. They're intimidating New Orleans right now, taking them out of their game, making them kind of break a little bit in the poise department. And then defensively, they're applying pressure, stopping the run. I mean, they're playing a solid game at this point.
Chris Gamble awaiting Mitch Berger's punt. End over end. Gamble lets it go, and it takes a Saints bounce down to the 17-yard line. 50 yards on the punt and roll off the foot of Berger. Well, Brian, coming this February, NASCAR on Fox returns. The biggest event in all of racing, the Daytona 500, with Grand Marshal Ashton Kutcher. The world's best drivers go bumper to bumper, kicking off 15 weeks of NASCAR coverage. It's the 47th running of the Daytona 500, February 20th, in high definition, only on Fox.
Well, this is the home of NASCAR right here, Charlotte. But I think today it's all about the Panthers and Cat Fever. Hard to find a seat empty in this stadium today.
Hard to imagine after the Panthers started 1-7. Delhomme complete goings out of the backfield. Gain of 4 after the 21-yard line.
Well, the one thing that the Panthers are going to do for Jake Delhomme, they're going to protect him. They're always going to have the edge of steel. They know that the strength of this New Orleans Saints team is the defensive line. A lot of #1 draft picks on that defensive line. A lot of talent right there. They're going to make sure that Jake gets protected. Not going to be out there with 4 wide receivers and being a gunslinger. That's where it starts.
Second and 6. Nick Goings. Big burst up the middle. Crossing the 25. So it will be 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers. Under 2 minutes remaining, 1st quarter. Panthers leading 3-0.
Watch this formation here. You see these 2 up backs here with Goings in the back? They call that Philly. That's the Philly formation. You'll run that 10, 15, 20 times a day. 2 big tight ends or fullbacks in the backfield in front of Goings. They called it Philly because they came up with that formation in last year's NFC Championship game against Philadelphia. And they liked it. They liked the protection. They said, what are we going to call it? They said, well, we're playing Philly. It was called Philly. I mean, it's really that simple sometimes.
A game, of course, won by the Panthers in Philadelphia as they advanced to the Super Bowl. Delhomme with time on 3rd and 2. The pass is high, intended for Mohamed Fakir Brown on the coverage.
But I tell you, the Saints said they're going to come out and press Hussein Muhammad. And that's what Fakir Brown does right here. He's up on him. He gets a little hand on him. And now he's on his back pocket. Good throw by Jake, right where Hussein likes it high. But you see that finish by Fakir Brown? The biggest reason for the turnaround of the Saints has been the play of their 2 corners. McKenzie on the left, Fakir Brown on the right. It's made everybody better on that defense.
Sauerbrunn punting from his own 15. And he gets away from Michael Lewis. It hit one of the Saints, so Lewis is forced to fall on it. Hit Jason Kraft, and Lewis able to fall on it before Dante Wesley could get to it.
I saw Michael Lewis screaming to get out of the way, get out of the way. Jason Kraft doesn't hear it over there. I don't know if it went right through his legs like a croquet ball going through a hoop, or if it hit him, but Michael Lewis was screaming to get out of the way, and that's why he went to recover that ball, just in case. Smart move by Michael Lewis. He turned that game around last week against the Falcons with that 96-yard return for a kick. That's not a good day. That's not a good start. But, we've said all along that the Saints have not been a good starting team. I mean, how many points have they scored in the 1st quarter this year, Ken?
22.
In fact, they've been outscored by the widest margin, I think, in the NFL in the 1st quarter.
In any quarter.
In any quarter.
22 1st quarter points, 125 in the 2nd quarter. Hard to explain. Saints start From their own 22, the give to McAllister. And McAllister breaks free. Across midfield. Inside the 20, the 15, finally forced out of bounds at the 8-yard line. A 70-yard scamper by Deuce McAllister.
This is all Deuce. I mean, there's not a big hole there. There's not a big gash. He's not got guys blocking downfield. This is the power of Deuce McAllister, run right behind fullback Carney. Well, it doesn't look like there's much there. A lot of traffic right there. Got the shoulder down. Ooh, bad play by Colin Branch. And yeah, Deuce, just look north-south. Go for that goal line. Don't worry about the pursuit. Heck of a play by Deuce McAllister.
Officially 71 yards. His season long prior to that carry, a 28-yard. Aaron Stecker. Touchdown, Saints. So McAllister breaks free for 71, and then Stecker takes it in from 7 yards out with McAllister catching his breath.
Yeah, Stecker's really giving his team a lift, you know. I mean, he took back a return kick against Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago in this winning streak of theirs. Deuce McAllister, I mean, the guys are getting healthy right now. Got the guards back right there from a month ago. They gave Deuce a little pop, and I think Deuce earned that oxygen mask right there.
So for the first time since week 2 against the 49ers, the Saints offense has scored a first quarter touchdown. And on that 71-yard run, McAllister went over the 1,000-yard mark for the 3rd consecutive season.
Specially marked plastic bottles of Miller brand beer, wherever you buy Miller beer here at Bank of America Stadium. Just check the bottom of your bottle.
Watch Deuce here. I mean, there's not a lot of room there. Looks like Carolina's got it snuffed out. But he breaks the tackle right there, and he breaks another one. Now he's off and going. Got a little convoy going with them. Got Conwell down there blocking. And then right away, Deuce out there with the blow, bringing Aaron Stecker. Nice change of pace back. He went through the same hole, right behind Montre Hall in the right guard. 2 plays in a row.
Stecker with that kick return for a touchdown 2 weeks ago. Saints out on top, 7-3 as we check in with Jay Glazer. Jay?
Well, guys, right before the game, I talked to Jim Haslett. He said, hey, it's no coincidence that we've turned it up in the last few weeks because Deuce McAllister was not healthy until 3 weeks ago. He said, I know he's played, but he's not been 100%. We need a big game out of our big game guys today. And, of course, it's going to start with Deuce. He said he's had problems all year. He's been a little overweight. He's had the injuries. But finally, 3 weeks ago is when the old Deuce McAllister came out.
You know, you think back to last year, Deuce McAllister. Remember, he had that streak last year, 9 games in a row, over 100 yards. And it wasn't just a running game. It was in the screens and the passing game. And, you know, when he's healthy, this is, as everybody acknowledges around the league, as talented an offense as there is in football.
Jamal Robertson on the return. Penalty markers as Robertson is knocked out of bounds by Michael Lewis after a return of 28 yards.
Guy's just kicking the flags back.
Busy first quarter for Bill Carollo and crew.
Holding. During the return, 52, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Brian Allen, the guilty Panther. Well, McAllister was held to just 22 yards by the Carolina Panthers, Brian, last month.
Well, a lot of times, you know, the game will dictate how much a ball carrier gets to carry the ball. I mean, the Saints fell behind in that game so quickly that they had to throw the ball to catch up. It kind of took Deuce out of the running game.
Look at what he has done today. That 71-yard run, the second longest of his career, had a 76-yarder last season against Philadelphia. Goings out to the 25, and that will do it for the first quarter, despite wasting 2 timeouts early, being called for 2 personal fouls, 4 penalties in all. It's the Saints, thanks in large part to Deuce McAllister, with a 7-3 lead after 1 quarter here in Charlotte.
going beyond the call.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Oh, dang.
Yes!
No.
Yep.
No.
Yes!
No.
Yep.
No.
Oh, yeah!
I tell you what.
All right. Whee! Whoa!
I tell you what.
All right. Whoa! All right!
Hold on. Something in the pocket. Looks like a banana. There, side pocket. Apple or a peach. Is that strawberries? You know what I'm thinking? Fruit pocket pancakes at IHOP. Uh-huh.
Come on down to IHOP for a pocket full of goodness. New Fruit Pocket Pancakes. Our famous buttermilk pancakes bursting with the fruit fillings you love. Served with tasty toppings and all your favorite sides. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
This January, the producers of ER present the story of an ex-con who becomes a very unlikely hero.
You kicked out my little brother's teeth one night. I think you got the wrong guy. Yo, Taquan.
Johnny Zero premieres Friday, January 14th on Fox.
A lot at stake for both the Panthers and the Saints. Both teams must win. Both teams rooting for the Jets to beat St. Louis. Panthers need a loss by St. Louis or Minnesota. And the Jets have a 3-0 lead in the second quarter. Panthers trailing 7-3. DeLome to Ricky Kroll. Mr. Reliable makes the catch. The 16-year veteran, a gain of 22 yards.
You know, in that first quarter, the only two guys to touch the ball in the offense was Goings and Jake. So I think they probably said, you know what, let's start going down the field. Play action pass right there. We said we're going to protect Jake. They do. Dropped it right in that hole over there, right before he got clobbered.
DeLome to Muhammad.
He caught that, didn't he? Out of bounds, but that was a catch. Oh, who's saying it's a catch?
The side judge said he was forced out. John Parry, the side judge, and that cannot be challenged.
Wow, you know, that was the same type catch he made last week against Tampa Bay. Jake wants to hurry up and run a play before they have a chance to challenge.
Initially ruled out of bounds, and then the side judge, John Parry, came in, and that cannot be challenged.
Force out.
Force out, you can't.
First down, Carolina.
Unchallengeable.
The only thing you can challenge on that, Kenny, is possession. You can challenge possession. But it looks like Moose had that big old paw on that thing, big old cat paw of his on that ball the whole time. Look at that catch. Yeah, that's a force out.
21 yards from DeLome to Muhammad, and now penalty markers prior to the snap. And then DeLome was
hitting the back
down by Darren Howard.
Jake's trying to calm his guys down.
Prior to a snap, false start, 71, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's the 8th penalty called against Matt Willig this season, among the league leaders.
Well, they've juggled that position a little bit this year. You know, Todd Fordham was in there. Really, when you look at the Panthers coming off of that Super Bowl performance, the one question mark coming into the season was the offensive line, because they had 4 new starters in different positions. I think they've come together under Mike Mays, with the offensive line coach, very well.
First down and 15 following the penalty. Goings up the middle, inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Howard Green made the stop after a gain of 2.
North Carolina moving the ball on this drive because of the arm of Jake DeLome and the confidence that he has in throwing the ball to some really veteran guys, Ricky Kroll, Muhsin Muhammad. That the confidence that he has in those guys has continued to grow during this winning streak and during the last half of the season.
DeLome said he wasn't worrying about being picked for the Pro Bowl. He was just hoping Muhammad would be selected, and he was. DeLome in trouble. Down he goes, back at the 43-yard line.
That's good rush. Jake was waiting for something to open downfield. Saints only rushed 4 players on that. Darren Howard at the bottom of that pile. And Jake's all right. He just gave a little nod like I'm okay, even though I'm limping. Watch the Saints. They don't come with any extra pressure. Just rush 4. Jake trying to step up, trying to find that opening in the pocket. Darren Howard never lets him get to it.
10.5 sacks now for Howard. He saved alone twice in that meeting last month in New Orleans.
I think what Carolina should do at this point is try and play for field position to get to a field goal.
3rd down and 21.
Nice. One man to beat.
Chris Mangum is the lone one back the other way, and the tackle is made by Fakir Brown, keeping the Panthers out of field goal range.
And we know we have mentioned Fakir's Brown name a couple of times on key 3rd downs. The last series, stripped the ball out of Muhsin Muhammad's hands. Key open field tackle right there, because you missed that tackle and you're probably running for a long ways. Watch this. There's nobody out there. It's a good call. And it's 1-on-1. It's Chris Mangum. You know, he's come on as a tight end here. Not an easy guy, you know, 260-pound man to bring down up there in the open field and force the Panthers to punt here.
Sauerbrunn from the 45. Michael Lewis lets it go. And it is down inside the 15-yard line by Carl Hankton.
Trailers don't have anti-lock brakes, crumple zones, or airbags. That's why we designed the new Ford Super Duty with the only integrated trailer brake controller, part of our exclusive tow command system. Because what good is towing a 19,200-pound trailer if you can't control it? This is the next Ford Super Duty, built Ford tough.
That's mine. Hey, beer? Aspen Edge, what is that? It's better. It's like low-carb beer and great tasting low-carb beer. Kind of like where he went to college and where I went to college. Sort of like the number of girls you dated in college versus the number of girls I dated in college. Kind of like your man purse and my wallet.
Aspen Edge, arguably the best low-carb lager.
I think it's more like your steak and my steaks. Seriously, is that my steak? You want to see your corn?
What happens when a bunch of NFL players live in one house for one season?
P-Holt, bring it on over.
Yes, sir. John Lynch, let's go, baby.
Come on, D-Max.
Give me the stat. Chad Johnson, let's go, baby.
PG.
Flex.
Whoa. Thanks for your pick.
Come on. I think I'm going to take the meter man over here. Hey, meter guy.
Okay, okay. Seriously?
Lace him up. Lace him up.
You need a kicker?
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Ford. The next Ford Super Duty. Tougher, stronger, smarter. By AmeriQuest Mortgage, the company that knows you are more. By Aspen Edge, the low-carb lager with more taste. And by Electra, the next movie from the world of Marvel Comics, January 14th, only in theaters.
A beautiful afternoon here in Charlotte. The Rams have taken a 7-3 lead over the Jets. Both the Panthers and the Saints rooting for the Jets in that game.
Look at that sky. Look like a postcard right there.
Feel like January?
No, heck no. Feels like the start of the football season.
Saints start from their own 14-yard line as Brooks airs it out, and Joe Horn has it deflect off his fingertips.
Well, I tell you, that is just a great effort by Joe Horn. Aaron Brooks, you know, he gave you that little almost, but they went for it. You know, you get the lead, and you're back deep in your end zone, and Aaron Brooks throws a pretty deep ball. Give it a shot. Gets a little step on Ricky Manning. What a season Joe Horn has had. He leads the NFC in receptions under Kenny. The touchdowns, 10 touchdowns, ties a career best for him.
Leads the NFL in receiving yardage. McAllister up the middle out to the 19-yard line. Horn without a catch today. Came into the game with 90, trailing only Derek Mason of Tennessee, who has 92. And despite that graphic, Horn without a catch in this game, looking for his first.
Usually, you know, a guy runs a 60-yard go route. He takes himself out of the game, gets himself a little rest, a cup of water, but this is the playoffs. Right back out there.
Couch out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 5. And 5-1 downfield, and he throws it out of bounds.
Good series that time by Carolina. This thing is just back and forth, and you kind of feel this thing building. You feel the fever building here. How every play has a magnitude. Watch Buckner right here in the middle. He sees Aaron Brooks breaks out. Look at those feet. Big old Buck, man. You saw Buck on that NFL Network commercial. You know, he's doing the Buck dance and all that. I mean, that's sort of what it was like right there.
The big man dance.
The big man dance, yeah. Big man was dancing in front of Aaron Brooks.
Gamble broke 1 tackle. And is taken down at the 39, a penalty flag. Tackle made by Fred McAfee after a 10-yard return, a 52-yard punt by Berger.
Fred McAfee can play some special teams now. Talk about a specialist. Been around for a long, long time. Was with Jim Haslett in Pittsburgh. He brings him in. Never needs improved special teams.
50. 10-yard penalty. Receivers will keep the ball. 1st down. Timeout.
Vinny Churchill. Flag during the return. 7-3 Saints over the Panthers.
What if you could feel this relaxed about your financial future? Even with 3 kids in college. Even with retirement fast approaching. There's someone who can help you feel this way. Someone who's developed more financial plans than anyone else. The personal financial advisors of American Express.
Thank you for ordering SBC Yahoo DSL. You have a good day, too. Okay. Thank you for calling SBC.
SBC, going beyond the call.
By anchoring a more powerful 6-liter Power Stroke diesel engine to its frame, we gave the new Ford Super Duty more pulling power than any other pickup. Enough to lug up to 19,200 pounds. Don't get in its way. This is the next Ford Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
American Idol is back, bigger and better than ever. Could this be the next Ruben Studdard?
All I do is think about you.
You have a brilliant voice, yes.
Don't miss a note.
There'll be more talent in this season than all 3 put together.
American Idol premieres Tuesday, January 18th on Fox.
You look at his circle right here. It's James Allen right here, guilty of getting a push in the back on his punt return here. Costing Carolina's field position.
Delhomme off the play action, complete to Chris Mangum. And the tight end, who's referred to as Mr. Steady by his quarterback, picks up a 1st down.
Yeah, you know, Mangum makes that catch, but I'm watching the 2 corners, Bakir Brown and Mike McKenzie here, and they're playing good football. I mean, they have been such an improvement over anything New Orleans has had under Jim Haslett right now. And they are challenging and battling these receivers here of Carolina. See McKenzie right here at the bottom, right here, on Muhsin Muhammad, right up in front of him.
On the 39, play fake.
Nice move.
Muhsin Muhammad, wide open.
Oh,
could not catch up to it.
Oh, did he put a move on McKenzie? Oh, he faked the post. McKenzie went to the post, and then he bit to the corner. Watch this. Takes him up. This is called the stem now. He's pushing him. Just a little, that's like a little Barry Sanders little shoulder fake right there. Oh, man, Jake wants that one back. You may not find a receiver more open than that all day for Carolina.
Muhammad has put up phenomenal numbers over the last 8 games, tied for the league lead in touchdown receptions. 2nd down and 10. Nick Goings, and he's brought down back at the 38-yard line. Loss of 1.
I tell you talk about the battle of the 87s. Look what Joe Horn and Muhsin Muhammad have done this season. I mean, both these guys in the same draft. This is coming into today, but 14 touchdowns for Muhsin, ties him with Terrell Owens and Marvin Harrison. Joe Horn just been steady out there every single week. Even when things were struggling, Joe Horn was healthy, pumped up, wired up, getting himself a good sweat before the game, getting ready to put his game face on.
Muhammad with 1 catch so far today. Again, it's Mangum, the tight end, and he picks up another 1st down. A late flag comes out. Mangum down to the Saints' 45-yard line. 17-yard pass play.
Personal foul, face mask, 24, defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
Monty Montgomery, that's the 3rd personal foul called on the Saints today.
Well, good teams will fluctuate. They'll change up if things get taken away from them. Right now, Mangum right here slips out of the backfield. Monty Montgomery had him in coverage, thought he was blocking, ran right by him, and now to try and, at the very end here, to try to get him down. Watch the left hand. Once you leave that hand on the face mask and turn it, it's going to be a personal foul. Jim Haslett may run out of room on that little piece of paper tracking those penalties.
The pitch to Goings, looks to cut it back the other way, and he's hit for a loss of 2. First Charles Grant, and then Will Smith, the rookie out of Ohio State, brought him down.
Watching Charles Grant down there. You know, they track defensive linemen with how many sacks they get, but I think equal to sacks is tackles for losses. I mean, if you're tackling a running back behind the line of scrimmage, it's a negative play. Not that much different than sacking a quarterback, and Grant's had a couple of those today.
Jets have regained the lead over the Rams, 10-7. That was good news for both the Panthers and the Saints. Delhomme to Kerry Colbert. And Colbert picks up the 1st down at the Saints' 12-yard line, a 20-yard pass play.
Jake is the best in the league at throwing balls to the back shoulder. Throwing the ball behind the receiver. Watch him right here. Normally quarterbacks want to throw the ball in front of the receiver so he can run it. He throws this ball behind Kerry Colbert. Mike McKenzie, I talked to him before the game about it. How do you defend that? Because you're playing the guy to the post to the touchdown. They stop and shield you. He said it is the hardest thing to do. All you can do is try to react the best I can when the ball's in the air.
The fake pitch, Delhomme looking end zone, too high for Muhammad.
Jake Delhomme here does a little Magic Johnson. I mean, watch the little ball fakes here. And sometimes it's just real subtle, but very good ball action here with it. Watch this. Little fake pitch, boom. Got the whole defense to kind of bite on it and had a big pocket right there. Watch this. Whoop. Watch, he throws this ball high to Muhsin right where he wants it, just a little too high. Good coverage again by McKenzie. Good battle going on there.
2nd and 10 from the 12. Another fake to Goings. And now the pass sails out of bounds behind Nick Goings. Getting back to that throw to the back shoulder. Why don't more guys do it well?
Because you know what? They've been taught their whole life to throw the ball through the tire. You know, to put the ball on the hands. And it's got to be a confidence level where your receiver can adjust in the air as well. It's not just the quarterback. The receiver has to see it, and he has to learn how to shield himself. You know, your dad does all those basketball games, Kenny. You know, I'm sort of like throwing low post basketball, you know, into that power forward, into your center, feeding him. You want to be able to shield that defender from it. So it's as much on the receiver as it is the quarterback.
Now 3rd and 10 from the Saints' 12-yard line. Delhomme lost the football. It's recovered by the Saints. Will Smith has now recovered a fumble in 4 consecutive games.
That's that Charles Grant again. Charles Grant unleashing his will in this football game, knocking that ball out. might be a battle of turnovers, and the Saints get the first one.
Excuse me. I'm ready for my test drive. I brought my own course.
It's your last chance for Mazda's Drive in the New Year sales event. Lease the Mazda 6, a two-time Automobile Magazine All-Star for just $199 a month. That's the 2005 Mazda 6i Sports Sedan for just $199 a month for 36 months with $19.99 due at lease signing. It all ends January 3rd. Get to your Mazda dealer for a test drive now.
For centuries, a war has been waged in the shadows between forces beyond our imagination. But on January 14th, her name is Elektra. The ultimate warrior will emerge, and the final battle will begin. From the forces that brought you X-Men, Elektra. The final battle begins January 14th. Rated PG-13.
NFL Youth Football teaches you skills like teamwork, leadership, respect, confidence, and courage. Life skills. Collect them all. To find out how NFL Youth Football programs do more than just teach you to play, log on to NFLYouthFootball.com.
Today's game on Fox is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Jim Haslett told us this week that this game is going to come down to the turnovers. You know, they gave it up a lot a month ago and lost the game as a result. Right now, they're winning that battle. They just took points probably off the board for Carolina with that fumble recovery.
Now the Saints start from their own 17. Off the fingertips again of Horn. 4 straight incompletions thrown by Brooks.
Brooks just threw a fastball, and I think Joe Horn wanted the changeup. That ball came in there a little too fast and behind him.
Well, the Saints have won their last 3 games. They had been 4-8. All eyes on the out-of-town scoreboard here in Charlotte. Three wide receivers, second down and 10. McAllister bouncing it back inside, gaining just 1. And when you look at what the Saints have done in December and early January under Jim Haslett, well, in 2001, they lost their last 4. Another collapse in 2002, losing their last 3, but turning things around this December.
They're playing very well. Playing smart football right now. They're kind of calmed down a little bit. Got a couple of big plays. And they haven't made any costly mistakes, turnovers, to this point.
3 personal fouls committed by the Saints. 1 of the 3 took them out of field goal range. But they have a 7-3 lead. 3rd catch today for Jerome Haython, and it's good for a Saints first down, a gain of 13. And we check in once again with Jay Glazer. Jay?
Guys, you're talking about the turnaround. Before the game, I talked to several assistant coaches and players, and they said the thing we're most proud about is despite all of the distractions, especially with the job status of our head coach, we never lost it. They said a few weeks ago, we finally said, that's it. We've got to take all those distractions, especially Coach Haslett's situation, and forget about it and just go back to play football. Back to you.
Thanks, Jay, from the 31. First completion today to Joe Horn. And he gains 6 out to the 37. Jim Haslett told us yesterday, Brian, we've been in a playoff mode the last 4 weeks. We have nothing to lose. Yeah. Nobody's picking us.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they're really the underdog of all underdogs. You know, even in their own city, I mean, I think they're happy to get out of New Orleans. It's sort of an air of negativity about the team and the relationship with the Saints. And outside the Superdome, I think this is better for them to play the game on the road.
Look at Saints owner Tom Benson. McAllister first down, and Aaron Brooks echoed what you just said. You told us yesterday it's a different environment down in New Orleans. It is not conducive to us becoming better players. And they've fared much better on the road. 23-16 on the road under Jim Haslett.
I remember, you know, after week 1, they had the hurricane down there that came, Hurricane Ivan, you know, came and hit the Panhandle and the Gulf Coast up there. And Saints had to go to San Antonio to practice. They thought it was the best week of practice, just getting out of the city for a couple of days.
McAllister to midfield. Gain of 3, Mike Minter on the tackle.
You know, people said, you know, and Jay had reported today that, you know, Deuce had that high ankle sprain and it's probably a little heavy. Well, because he just hadn't had the conditioning that he normally has. But Deuce McAllister is one of those guys that really nobody in the league has talked about all year. And, you know, he's been to the Pro Bowl. He's been amongst the leaders in this league for a number of years. You keep feeding the ball. And it's only 9 rushes so far. You keep giving it to him. He's going to break another run because he gets into a rhythm.
Not this time, says Mark Fields. Question is, was McAllister ruled down by contact before the ball came loose?
Mark Fields, you know, the Saints fumbled the ball a month ago just like that by Mark Fields, a hit coming right here, almost beating the handoff. Well, Deuce McAllister doesn't have a chance to get his eyes set where anybody is before he just got whacked by Fields, who just happens to be a former Saint.
6 years in New Orleans, first 6 years of his career spent as a Saint. 3rd down and 10. Saints have to get to the Carolina 43, and they do as Boo Williams makes the catch and takes it all the way down to the Panthers' 34-yard line. They needed 10, and they gained 18.
But Aaron Brooks clutch right here. Fans are all up on their feet. You get the tight end coming right down the seam here. Sees it right away. That's Julius Peppers trying to cover him. Boo Williams, a former basketball player, too. Wide receiver. Gained a lot of weight. No. Made himself into a tight end.
Play action. Brooks to the far side, and it is caught by Dante Stallworth. It took a hard hit from Ricky Manning Jr. Stallworth hung on and picks up 21 yards.
And the key right now is Brooks is getting protected, and he's seeing the field very, very well. See, there's 7-man protection in here. Got the tight end, had the back. Look at that rope. A bunch of good throws on this drive by Brooks. And Brooks can get into a hot rhythm as well as anybody in this league.
On the 14, it's McAllister. Saints in the unfamiliar position of playing with the lead in the 2nd quarter. This game only the 3rd time all season. They had the lead after 1.
What is Williams just doing a little skip coming on the field, huh? Feeling pretty good about that last catch. Good sign, though. I mean, playing the game loose.
So Washington now leading the Vikings 14-3, and that is good news for the Panthers.
There's Joe Horn in the circle. He loves being in the slot, this part of the field.
Empty backfield, 2nd down and 8. Brooks on the quarterback draw. Inside the 5. Picks up a 1st down as he takes it down to the 3-yard line.
Remember that run on 4th down against Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago by Aaron Brooks? And broke the back of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that day, and it kept the Saints alive. It's been individual plays, and Brooks on this drive looks like he wants to be in the playoffs. As, you know, they kind of came unglued early in the 1st quarter, and he's settled down. The team has settled down. And right now, this is a heck of a drive here by the Saints.
That was the same weekend when his second cousin, Michael Vick,
remember that?
broke the hearts of the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
We have hit the 2-minute warning here in Charlotte as we take one more look. Brooks picking up the 1st. Saints already leading 7-3.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Sprint PCS Picture Mail. It's easy for football fans to shoot, send, and share their own football moments.
Is this Parents Against Kids? Parents, are you tired of your kids going over your family's wireless minutes? And kids, tired of them hassling you just for talking? Well, good news. Sprint got rid of ugly overages.
Protect your family from ugly overages. Now, 100 extra minutes only cost $5. Other plans charge at least $35, and unlimited Sprint PCS to PCS calling is included.
Now you can save your money for the cleaners.
Thank you. Sprint PCS. Now that's better.
I've got incomplete beer on Edward, attempting to rock with a beer that has less flavor, replacing with genuine flavor, cold filtered smooth, Miller Genuine Draft. Whoa, I've also got unnecessary spandex on Edward. Too much information. Rockstar status, decline. Play beer.
Miller, good call.
Excuse me. I'm ready for my test drive. I brought my own course.
It's your last chance for Mazda's Drive in the New Year sales event. Lease the Mazda 6, a two-time Automobile Magazine All-Star for just $199 a month. That's the 2005 Mazda 6i Sports Sedan for just $199 a month for 36 months with $19.99 due at lease signing. It all ends January 3rd. Get to your Mazda dealer for a test drive now.
The Jets leading the Rams. That's good news for both of these teams. If the Jets win that game, nothing else matters. The winner of this game makes it to the postseason.
Yeah. You know, in the AFC, the Jets win, they're in too.
Yes.
So they're fighting for a playoff berth themselves.
Well, Brian, providing aerial coverage for today's broadcast is Liberty, the AmeriQuest Mortgage Airship. AmeriQuest Mortgage, the official mortgage company sponsor of the NFL. Here's McAllister on 1st and goal. And he is forced back after gaining a couple.
Deuce had the big 71-yard run earlier that really led to their first touchdown, only touchdown of the day. Finished off by an Aaron Stecker touchdown run. Saints going with their big package here, extra tight ends, extra fullback right there. Running, looking formation. Do they trick Carolina here and throw it?
3 tight end set. McAllister did not get in. And now Carolina calls timeout. John Fox stopping the clock with 1:07 to go, although he wants a few more seconds added on.
John saying, look, we just wasted 4 seconds. Regardless of what happens, we want the ball back here with the chance to do something before halftime.
So the Panthers use their first timeout. 3rd and goal when we return.
Brown keeps my customers in the loop. Used to be they didn't know when they'd get their sunglasses, so they'd call me. Now, with UPS, my customers get an email letting them know when their order is going to arrive. It's like I answer their questions, even before they ask.
How'd you do that?
I'm telepathic.
Email notification for better customer service. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
I feel good.
Imagine how good it would feel to pay off your high-interest credit cards. And that's just one of the great things refinancing with AmeriQuest can help you do.
I knew that I would not.
Your own personal AmeriQuest loan specialist can help you lower your monthly payments. We'll even do the paperwork.
So good. So good.
Call 1-800-AmeriQuest now. Or go to AmeriQuest.com. AmeriQuest, the company that knows you are more.
In a town filled with mystery, a secret legacy is about to be unleashed.
She was just there in the water.
We found Christina.
You knew this day would come, Kingston?
She doesn't know how she affects people, how she changes people.
There are 2 sides to every soul.
When people get close to me, if I get angry or upset,
Something bad happens to him.
Point Pleasant premieres Wednesday, January 19th on Fox.
Fox January. Be there from the first note. America, are you ready to face the music?
Stop!
A new season of American Idol returns.
If you're not going to Hollywood, get out.
Coming this January to Fox 50.
3rd and goal coming up for the Saints.
That can be the longest yard anybody's ever tried to make right there. Look for Deuce McAllister right here.
McAllister walks it in, his 9th touchdown this season, and the Saints extend their lead with just over a minute remaining in this first half.
Well, that was a great scene right there by the Saints. They force the turnover, get the ball out of the Carolina's hands, stop them from scoring, and then drive the field for a very, very convincing touchdown. John Fox has got to be nervous, and that man, Deuce McAllister, is on today. Controlling the line of scrimmage up front, no turnovers for the Saints. Really has settled down and playing very, very good football.
A 14-play, 83-yard drive. Took nearly 7 minutes off the clock. John Carney for the point after. So the New Orleans Saints with a 14-3 lead over the Carolina Panthers. McAllister with that 71-yard run earlier, which set up the first Saints touchdown. And now he takes it in from 1 yard out.
Well, you know, Deuce right here is just going to run just really a slant. I mean, everything's coming this way, and Deuce bounces it here and then takes it to the outside. Carolina trying to turn that ball inside. Everybody comes underneath. It's an easy walk right there for Deuce. Good vision by him. Looks good, too. I mean, he looks big and strong, as big as I've ever seen him. Now, some of you know, Hasselbeck say that he's overweight. You know, Tom Benson, the owner, might say that he's a little heavy, but you know what? That power today has served him well. Jerry Richardson up in his box. He's got an eye on that Jet game. Well, that doesn't mean anything unless they can take care of business here. Yeah, I'll take a little oxygen. Why not? Scored a touchdown. Let me get a little relief here.
Rams back on top of the Jets, 13-10.
Look at the New Orleans rushing yards. I mean, Deuce McAllister had the big 71-yard run. Aaron Stecker had the touchdown run. Another touchdown run by Deuce, doing it on the ground, but also Aaron Brooks with a couple key throws in that last drive.
McAllister 98 yards on the ground. Here's Jamal Robertson on the return. Robertson takes it out to the 37-yard line. A 34-yard return finally brought down by Mel Mitchell. So the Panthers will try and get into field goal range. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Coming up at the half, the Visa Halftime Report with JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy. They will get you all caught up on Week 17 action, and the Fox Sports Ticker will bring you up to the second stats. That's all coming up on the Visa Halftime Report. Panthers with 2 timeouts. They start from the 36. Pump fake and a throw. It's incomplete. Intended for Goings.
It was a good call, a safe call, and it's probably good that Nick Goings didn't catch that ball because he wasn't going anywhere. Courtney Watson, the little linebacker, snipped that out, and St. Louis right now back in front of the Jets.
That Redskin Viking score is not good news for the Saints. Malone, short, intended for Muhammad.
Both those ends of the Saints, Darren Howard and Charles Rand, are getting after it today. I mean, they're both beating the tackles right there, Jordan Gross and Matt Willig, and that forced a bad throw that time by Jake. So you combine the high draft picks and the first-round picks they spent on the defensive line with improved cornerback play, it can hide a lot of weaknesses that say statistically that the Saints team is the worst defense in the league.
Now 3rd and 10.
Oh, he's got him.
Chris Mangum, did he have control? No, he did not. He was bobbling the ball. So it's an incompletion, and the Panthers forced to punt.
Yeah, you know, this is out of John Fox's hands here to challenge it. He's looking up at the board. He's hoping it has to be a booth review. Both feet are down for sure.
But the ruling was that he was bobbling it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good call. Good call.
So Sal run out to punt to Michael Lewis.
Watch out with this kid back there. I wouldn't punt it to him. Oh, they're going to review this?
Well, they take a look at any controversial play up in the booth just to be safe.
Well, they're going to take a look and find out it hit the ground.
It's the team's second charge, timeout.
Carolina calls a timeout to give the replay officials upstairs more time to look at it.
Pretty good view right here that Mangum didn't have possession of that football. Again, good cornerback play that time by Monty Montgomery, right on top of the receiver.
So the Panthers getting set to punt. They trail 14-3. Today's game being seen around the world on Armed Forces Television. We send our best wishes to the men and women of the Headquarters Company's 2nd Infantry Division at Camp Red Cloud in Uijeongbu, Korea. We appreciate all you do for America.
With the satellites and with internet, those troops over there, and they're following this stuff. There's Saint fans everywhere around the world. There's Panther fans. I mean, I was over there visiting the troops in Iraq and Kuwait this year, and I couldn't believe the NFL paraphernalia that those guys traveled.
Do they have any of your old football cards?
No, but they're huge cheeseheads over there, I'll tell you that.
And of course, you're over there with a Green Bay Packer, Marco Rivera.
Yeah.
Lewis out of bounds at the 32-yard line, a 15-yard return. Well, over in the AFC, 5 teams still alive for the 2 wild card spots. Jets and Denver control their own destiny. They are both in with a win. Buffalo losing 16-7. They need a win and a loss by either the Jets or Denver. Jacksonville needs a win and losses by both Buffalo and Denver. And the Ravens need to win, and they need 3 teams to lose.
Another big question, Indianapolis going into Denver later on today. Peyton Manning wants to play, wants to go out there and keep that offense sharp. We'll see what happens. Denver hungry, needs a win to get in.
Jake Colomb was very excited that his former college teammate Brandon Stokely caught the record-setting 49th touchdown pass last week from Peyton Manning. Jake said he was looking up at the scoreboard during the game down in Tampa, and he said, I hope Brandon caught it. I hope Brandon caught the record setter.
Right now, Deuce McAllister is ruining this potential parade here in Charlotte. Good first half by Deuce.
So the Saints on the road looking to win their 4th consecutive game. They were 4-8 just 3 weeks ago. Deuce McAllister.
Daytona 500 returns in HD this February on Fox.
It's Hyundai's year-end bonus event, where you can get up to $4,000 cash back or 0% APR in select models. Save big on the popular Elantra, winner of Strategic Vision's 2004 Total Quality Award. It's that dedication to quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. So hurry and get your year-end bonus, up to $4,000 cash back or 0% APR through January 3rd at Hyundai. During Hyundai's year-end bonus event, get up to $4,000 cash back or 0% APR.
Life can take a toll on your body. Aches and pains can keep you from doing the things you love. At Duke Orthopedics, we have one of the top-ranked programs in the country and the best in the Southeast. Last year alone, we performed over 1,000 hip and knee replacements. The world never slows down. We'll make sure you don't either. Call now. No referral is needed to schedule an appointment or consultation. Duke University Health System. The future of medicine delivered today.
This holiday season, get great values on America's hottest products during the Dodge year-end sales drive. Grab the versatile Dodge Grand Caravan, the Hemi-powered Ram, and the all-new Dakota. Or get into a Durango SLT with leather trim, sunroof, and rear seat DVD for package discounts of up to $1,250. Plus, get holiday bonus cash for savings up to $5,800 and make no monthly payments until May. Offers end January 3rd.
Talk to Terry, okay? As you know, I'm about to sign a 5-year extension of my contract, and I couldn't be happier about it.
You just got dropped.
I got dropped by these losers? What, do you think I want to be a weasel? You think I want to be a weasel or a badger or whatever that thing is? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You and you and you. Your whole team is a joke. Coach. What?
I meant your call just got dropped.
Oh. Switch to Alltel and get a wireless network that actually works.
The King of Queens, king-size laughs, weeknights at 6:30 on Fox 50.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game.
All right, for those of you watching New Orleans and Carolina, a game with playoff implications, a lot of help still needed, though, Terry.
Got us a little struggle going here. Saints, Saints is Mel Mitchell, having it out with Carl Hankton. Then Mitchell over to face his head coach, Jim Haslett. Haslett not happy with what Mitchell had to say, obviously. Leave Haslett alone, young man. He will take you down. All right, Deuce McAllister breaking off tackle. Saints need a victory, and they need the Rams to lose today for the Saints to make the playoff. Deuce doing his part. 71-yard run, his longest of the season, led to an Aaron Stecker touchdown, 7-0 New Orleans. Panthers now are threatening. Delhomme under pressure, moves out. Ball is knocked loose by Charles Grant, recovered by Will Smith. It is 7-3, and then Deuce McAllister, the Deuce man, having a big second half of the season. 1-yard run is the Saints. 14-3 over Carolina. Saints doing their job. Here's the team they need to see lose, the Rams. Bulger and the Rams getting it on early. Fake pump left. Move the safety. Gun it back. Post corner. Isaac Bruce there. 27 yards. Touchdown. 7-3 Rams. Chad Pennington rolls right. Hits Chris Baker. 8-yard score. 10-7 Jets. All right, Saints looking pretty good. Then, even better for the Saints. Bulger back. Guns it into the end zone. Intercepted. Okay, that's good. Now, this is not good. Back goes Bulger, sets up great pass protection. Down the sideline, there it is, Torrey Holt. Touchdown of 44 yards, 14-10. Rams over the Jets. Culpepper, Dante Culpepper. Hoping to have a big day for the Vikings. Watching young Patrick Ramsey out of Tulane. Sets up, hits the H-back, the rookie out of Utah State. Chris Cooley, Howie says, will probably be the best H-back Washington has. 6-yard score, 7-0 Skins. Then Ramsey to Robert Royal, a 4-yard score, and it's 14-3 Washington over Minnesota. Brett Favre back. Bubba Franks, the tight end, 17-yard score, 7-all. Favre fake the reverse, out of the backfield. William Henderson, 38-yard touchdown. The touchdown gives Favre 8 seasons in a row with 30 or more touchdown passes, a new NFL record. Then Chad Hutchinson of the Bears goes through his progression. The only guy he finds open is Darren Sharper. Throw it to him. He did. 43-yard return for a touchdown, 28-7.
That's not right.
It is the pass over the Bears. All right, I take it back. I take it back.
New England and the Niners all knotted at 7. Patriots have already secured the AFC East and the first-round bye. Steelers on top with Roethlisberger resting right now. Tommy Maddox in. We know the Steelers are the top dog in the AFC. Baltimore needs a win and some help to get into the postseason. And Philadelphia already secured home field throughout the playoffs, trailing the Bengals 17-0. Texans trying to wrap up the first non-losing season in franchise history. Well, you look at the Saints and you say, which squad is going to show up? The right one today, nearly 100 yards on the ground by McAllister in the first half.
Yeah, and about 200 yards total offense against a pretty good Carolina defense, Howie. Now, the one thing about it, Haslett's teams have always played well on the road, 23-16 in the last 4 years. He'll meet with Tom Benson here the first of the week, should get an extension on his contract.
Well, this is a defense, New Orleans, that during the season was on pace to set records for futility. In the last 3 weeks, they've held their opponents under 300 yards and 17 points or less. Carolina's getting beat up front right now. Goings hasn't gotten off, they haven't gotten Muhammad off, and they've missed opportunities. They caught Carolina in a slant. McAllister breaks the big run, and ironically enough, kind of character that Carolina has. Rucker's the guy that makes the tackle all the way down the football field. They missed Muhammad on the one deep pass. You can't miss those opportunities right now.
Carolina, I mean, listen, there's a lot on the line here, like playoffs, and you expect Carolina to step it up here in the second half and play better football. But the Saints, for the last 6 or 7 weeks, have really got it going. Even though the defense is maybe not statistically better. What's that?
4 weeks.
Oh, 4 weeks. I gave them 2 more because it's a holiday season.
It was ironic enough
Saints are in with the win and a Rams loss or a Vikings in Seattle win. Visa halftime continues.
That's good.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Get ready for the game.
Johnny Calvo is the city's toughest ex-con.
Tweakers jumped him. He killed 3 of them with his bare hands.
Now, he's trying to start a new life by helping others with theirs.
Tell me where she is.
This January, the acclaimed producers of ER bring their unique vision to the mean streets of New York City.
Hey, man, are these the good guys? No, they're the other bad guys. Are there any good guys involved in this? Just us. Great.
Johnny Zero premieres Friday, January 14th on Fox.
Nicole are back, and this time they're the business world's worst nightmare. They're interns
If you just put water in coffee, does it work?
from a Wall Street firm
Hi, we're taking lunch orders.
to a busy airline
And you can sit in the laboratory for half price.
to a funeral home.
So which one of you is planning to die?
This time they mean business. The Simple Life Interns coming soon to Fox.
The United Way draft moves along as the Teen Center has just taken Mike Rucker.
What a coup for the Carolina community. Rucker's work with local teens is legendary. I could see him making the all-volunteer team this season.
And now we're joined on the floor by Mike Rucker. Erica?
Mike, the Teen Center, any predictions?
I'll say this, we'll make a positive impact on the youth of our community.
Is that a guarantee?
No, it's a prediction.
Bold words from Mike Rucker, and I'll tell you what, I believe him.
Get involved in your community. It's what matters. Saints lead the Panthers at the half, 14-3. We'll return for the second half right after these messages from your local Fox station.
You're watching Fox Sports. Available in 720p, the world's finest high-definition standard with Dolby 5.1.
Just announced, Ford's next generation sales event has been extended. Get 0% financing for 60 months or $2,500 cash back on 2005 Ford Focus. That's 0% or $2,500 on one of Car and Driver's 10 best. The next generation of Ford is here. 9 new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. But hurry, it all ends January 3rd. See your Carolina Ford dealer now. Ford, built for the road ahead.
Need your chicken fix? Head for McDonald's, because right now you can get a 4-piece chicken McNuggets with your choice of dipping sauce for just $1.
Hold on. Something in the pocket. Looks like a banana. There, side pocket. Apple or a peach. Is that strawberries? You know what I'm thinking? Fruit pocket pancakes at IHOP. Uh-huh.
Come on down to IHOP for a pocket full of goodness. New Fruit Pocket Pancakes. Our famous buttermilk pancakes bursting with the fruit fillings you love. Served with tasty toppings and all your favorite sides. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
This week, Mark and Jen made a resolution to get a better handle on their money in the coming year. So they're going to Wachovia for a free financial checkup. And this time next year, the kids will be getting some really exciting books as presents. Come in today for your free financial checkup. Wachovia.
King of the Hill, Texas-sized fun 5 nights a week. Weeknights at 7:30 on Fox 50.
That's it! Hit the showers! Good job, good job. 15, I need something, son. I need a run.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Just call 877-NFL-SHOP. For a free team catalog, go to NFL Shop on NFL.com or call 877-NFL-SHOP.
The revolution starts now. Yeah, the revolution starts now in your own backyard, in your own hometown. So what you do is standing around, just follow your heart. Your revolution starts now. Yeah, the revolution starts now.
half sights and sounds coming to you in Fox Sports high definition as we welcome you back to Charlotte. Kenny Albert, Brian Baldinger, a 14-3 lead for the Saints at the half. And Brian, after a slow start, botched timeouts, a number of penalties, things seem to turn for the Saints with that 71-yard run by Deuce McAllister.
Well, it really did. And, you know, the Saints are really playing their type of football right now. They're running it well. They're stopping the run. They got the turnover. So they're doing a lot of good things right now. And for Carolina to get back in this game, I mean, they're going to have to kind of start all over because Jake Delhomme is not finding Muhsin Muhammad. He's been his go-to guy. Nick Goings has been shut down. So they're going to have to find a different way. And I think it starts with turning up the entire intensity out here.
Mitch Berger getting set to kick off as we begin this second half. The winner with a chance to go to the postseason. Short kickoff taken by Brad Hoover from the 18-yard line, brings it out to the 31 as we check in with Jay Glazer.
Baldy, a few seconds ago, you're saying they were playing Saints ball. That's exactly what the problem is with the Carolina Panthers. Hey, Coach Tom Fox, we're not playing Fox ball. Third downs are really killing us right now on both sides of the ball. The Saints are making plays on third down. We're putting them in the situations we want, but they're just converting. On the other side, Jim Haslett said, I don't want to change a thing on the field. The only thing that I had to change was our discipline. You're trying to bait us into some things. I had to talk to our guys to make sure we don't do these stupid things that undisciplined teams do. Back to you.
And remember, Haslett used that second timeout, called the entire team over. Delhomme on 1st and 10 from the 31, complete to Chris Mangum, who has become his go-to guy today. And Mangum is close to a first down.
Well, I think it's interesting that Jake comes out throwing the football because I think Carolina has to change what they have been doing today. Saints have done a good job, especially on third down, like Jay said. I mean, Carolina was 1 for 7 on third downs. If you're not converting third downs, you're punting or you're kicking field goals. You're not holding on to the football.
Mangum with his 4th reception, stopped a yard shy, so a second down and 1. The pitch to Nick Goings. And Goings has the first down. Great second effort. Took it all the way up just shy of midfield.
Well, you see the Saints here. I mean, just being able to run the football right there. Deuce had the big run, led to the 1 touchdown. You know, and then they haven't turned the ball over. I mean, this has been the big problem in New Orleans. The other side of it is, you know, the Saints came in today. Carolina came in leading the league in turnover, creating.
Fantasy numbers. Aaron Brooks, 6 of 10. Jake Delhomme, 8 of 17. The big number, the 98 yards in the rushing column. Deuce McAllister, 71 on 1 play. First down pass, incomplete again. Intended for Muhammad. Fakir Brown again on the coverage.
Well, he went to the back shoulder again because Moose is not going to run behind Fakir Brown. Fakir is in good shape right here. Little hesitation right there. Here's the back shoulder. That ball is a little too fast for him. Time you turn it, it's a timing thing now. You just don't throw it to the back shoulder. Sometimes you got to float it and let the receiver adjust. Instead, it takes 2 to make that play work. Again, good coverage by these corners, McKenzie and Fakir Brown.
2nd and 10 from midfield. Alone with time, looking for Kerry Colbert. Out of bounds.
Yeah. Who's there? I know Mike McKenzie. I mean, he was with the Green Bay Packers to start the season under contract and didn't come, didn't show up. You know, and then he finally did come to camp and he pulled a hamstring and people said, he's not hurt, he just wants out of here. And really, Mike Sherman got tired of the whole act up there in Green Bay and he shipped him to the Saints for J.T. O'Sullivan, a quarterback, and a 2nd-round pick. And then he came here and he really wasn't healthy and it took a while for him to learn the way the Saints want to play defense. And now he's in his mode here. I mean, he's just locked up. He's man-to-man right here. He's just looking at that receiver trying to shut him down.
Has an interception in 3 consecutive games. Delhomme on 3rd and 10. Incomplete this time.
McKenzie.
Looking for Ricky Prohl.
Well, McKenzie's all over him, too. Not giving Jake any room to make this completion. Not a great throw.
On the punt for the Panthers, Todd Shower front.
Going to Ricky Prohl. Look at McKenzie right there with him. It's right where you want to be. So when the ball's in the air, now you go make a play on the ball. When he saw it sailing over his head, he knew that he won.
Salve run from his own 35. Fair catch called for by Michael Lewis at the 14, a 38-yard punt early second half. We'll be back.
Sand painting is practiced by many cultures. Notice how they place the sand, one grain at a time. They've been working on this piece for over 8 days. I'm sorry, no pictures, please. Just look at the detail.
Want to get away? Now you can. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 to $149 internet specials to 59 destinations nationwide. Purchased by January 16.
You are now free to move about the country.
Accepting the trophy for Car and Driver's 2004 Best Luxury SUV, the Cadillac SRX Performance Utility. Car and Driver's 2004 Best Luxury SUV. Cadillac. Breakthrough.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39.
Jake Delhomme and the Panthers find themselves trailing by 11 to the Saints early in this second half.
Jake Delhomme has never lost to the Saints. He's 3-0 as a starter. He's sitting down with his quarterback coach, Mike McCoy, there, trying to figure out what he can dial up that can work.
McAllister. Okay. Delhomme, of course, spent 5 years with the Saints, native of Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. He was cut 3 times by New Orleans, brought back after each time he was released. And as you said, 3-0 as a starter against the Saints.
This team knows adversity. Last year and this year, been down in a lot of games that they've come back in because Jake Delhomme never quits, and the team has never quit. So this is a long ways away from being in the Saints' back.
Brooks, incomplete, looking for Stallworth. In fact, Delhomme told us on Friday, he said, we were down by 11 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We did not panic, and that is due to the personality of our coaches, and that is the deficit right now, 11 points.
Down by 11. Now, I think if Carolina is going to get this thing started, though, it's got to be from the defensive side of the ball. When you come in and you lead the National Football League in takeaways with 38, I think it's incumbent upon the defense to go out there and make a gamble, make a play.
Third down and 5. Saints have to get to the 24.
Great throw.
And the pass is caught by Pathon for a first down out to the 39-yard line. A 20-yard pass play, and the team-leading 4th reception today by Jerome Pathon.
I tell you, when Aaron Brooks gets to drop back in the pocket and stand there, I mean, he's a tall guy at 6'5" with a big whip for an arm. He gets to stand like this and survey the field, not be moving around and stare down his receivers like that. He's not going to miss it. Good throw to Pathon. He's the best receiver today.
McAllister on 1st and 10. O'Brien, the Saints coming into this game had led by 8 points or more for a grand total of 36 minutes all season.
That's not very many minutes, is it?
Over the first 15 games.
60 minutes a game, 15 games, 900 minutes. Yeah. Haven't been up and have a big lead for very often. How do they handle success, I guess, is what that means.
Second down, 11. Inside handoff, McAllister. Tackled by Will Witherspoon after a gain of 3, setting up third down and 8.
Saints have been pretty good on third downs now.
They've converted their last 3.
Yeah. You know, and it's been the throws of Aaron Brooks that have done it, and the guy that he's been going to now on third down has been Jerome Pathon. They've done a good job with it. John Fox and the defense done a good job of shutting down Joe Horn, the NFC's leading receiver. Pathon right here is in the slot.
Horn with only 1 reception today. Pathon has 4. Saints have to get to midfield. Brooks did a 360, backpedaling, throws it out of bounds.
Panthers did their job there. All the receivers were to the right, and they flushed Brooks to the left. There was nobody to throw the ball to. Everybody's on the other side of the field. Now, once he gets flushed, see, he's scrambling, but there's nobody over there on that side of the field. Watch the other field. I mean, here's Pathon and Brooks up at the top, and then they have a crossing route underneath. He's got 3 receivers to that side, and he's running to the other way. Good job by the Panthers of flushing him away from where his receivers are.
Rams leading the Jets 21-10. Their catch called for by Chris Gamble. 44-yard punt. Panthers back at offense, trail by 11.
Between form and function just became razor thin. The Motorola Razr, only from the new Singular. The new Singular, raising the bar.
Johnny Calvo is the city's toughest ex-con.
Tweakers jumped him. He killed 3 of them with his bare hands.
Now, he's trying to start a new life by helping others with theirs.
Tell me where she is.
This January, the acclaimed producers of ER bring their unique vision to the mean streets of New York City.
Hey, man, are these the good guys? No, they're the other bad guys. Are there any good guys involved in this? Just us. Great.
Johnny Zero premieres Friday, January 14th on Fox.
2 Super Bowl League MVP, a member of the 2,000-yard club.
And it's pronounced Terrell.
Terrell Davis joins an all-pro lineup on NFL Total Access.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the new Singular, raising the bar.
In Carolina's last meeting against the Saints, this was the Panthers' favorite formation. They call it Philly. They had big tight ends over here, Nick Goings back here, and they ran it over and over again. Today, they've only run that formation 4 times. They're not in it right now because the Saints have dictated the tempo of this game.
Panthers going with the empty backfield. Malone checks down, hitting Nick Goings. Gain of 8 out to the 22.
Here's what they've done in that formation today. They've only had it, used it 4 different times. They ran out of it 3 times for only 7 yards. They've thrown 1 incompletion from it. And what that formation allowed them to do the last time was it allowed them to run it. They ran toss and they ran power and they controlled the line of scrimmage. And then it also allowed Jake Delhomme, great protection, to go down the field to Musa Muhammad, who had 10 catches the last time they played a month ago. Today, I think, what has he got? One catch?
He had 10 for 179 yards and a touchdown. Delhomme on 2nd and 2 was wrapped up by Charles Grant. got rid of it, so it's an incomplete pass.
And Charles Grant, I tell you, is earning his check today. It's tough for Jake to look down the field right here. I mean, here's Charles on the outside. It's the toughest. First of all, Matt Willig, who's supposed to help the tight end on that after a late release, has got to get over there. Late getting back. I mean, that's just a bad protection right there. Imagine that, your best pass rusher out there on the outside. You put a tight end on him and then leave him alone, let him come free.
3rd down and 2. Panthers are 1 for 8 today on 3rd down. Malone lofting one up for Brad Hoover, and it's nearly intercepted by Mike McKenzie.
I'll tell you, we're calling McKenzie's name more often than anybody else in the Carolina Panthers. Wanted Moose, and he was well covered. Look at that. See, they wanted to knock Moose off his stride, not let him allowed to get into the pattern. McKenzie here, turn back for that ball. Great reaction by McKenzie. What's he got, five interceptions? Going for his 6th. He's had a bunch here in the last couple of weeks.
Jake Delhomme just 2 for his last 12 pass attempts. Angling the punt away from Lewis. Oh, what a hit.
Dante Wesley. Wow. Those are not easy to time up like that. Great job by Michael Lewis of hanging on to that after that. That head banging.
Hi, this is Mr. Foreman. If you ever give my daughter an alcoholic beverage, I will hunt you down and neuter you. Dinner's ready.
A daughter in college.
I got you some pepper spray.
Oh, how sweet.
A baby on the way. But it's never too late.
How old are you? 26 years old. You're my new boss.
To be surprised.
How old are you?
I'm 51.
Wow, it's like a year older than my dad, so that's weird.
Yeah.
In Good Company. Rated PG-13. In theaters January 14th.
Introducing the new commotion in the Chevy family. The Cobalt Coupe, Sedan, and SS Supercharged. Chevy Cobalt, an American revolution.
Introducing the Extra Points credit card from the National Football League. It's a new way to live your NFL dreams.
This way. 2 defensive linemen that block here.
You can get closer to your team and the game you love. And turn your dreams into reality. NFL Extra Points. Log on to NFL.com/extra points today and find out how to make your NFL dreams come true.
Once a year, we get to experience the thrill of a lifetime. And once a year, we get to turn an unknown.
You are the sexiest voice ever.
Into a superstar.
You think you've seen the best? You haven't seen anything yet.
American Idol premieres Tuesday, January 18th on Fox.
Here's the story in this playoff game atmosphere in Charlotte today. Muhsin Muhammad, 1 catch. Been thrown to 7 times because Mike McKenzie there, 43, has thrown a blanket on him.
And now good starting field position for the Saints. Aaron Stecker, penalty marker. Stecker forced out of bounds by Mike Minter after a gain of 3.
A flag on the field.
Looks like this ball's going to come back against the Saints.
Personal foul, illegal crackback, 89 offense, 15-yard penalty, replay first down.
Lamont Hall, the 3rd-string tight end. And Brian, that is the 4th personal foul called against the Saints today.
Here's what they've done to Muhsin Muhammad, though, on defense. That's Jason Kraft covering Moose right there. Here's McKenzie running stride for stride. Little push, no call. Makir Brown comes down on him. Both these corners. One time that Moose got deep, Jake overthrew him. Other than that, here in the end zone right here, I mean, guys really working on their coverage. That Mike McKenzie loves to play man-to-man because, you know, if you get beat, you're the GOAT. But if you keep winning like this, you know, you're the hero. And he likes cornerbacks like that, being in that predicament.
First down and 25 for the Saints. Brooks rolling right. Can't find anyone downfield. And he throws it away. Second and 25 upcoming. But first, a game break with James Brown.
Hey, Kenny, Saints fans want to see a Minnesota victory to help their cause. They get a nice play here. Dante Culpepper, play action, hooking up with Randy Moss. Vikings trailing the Skins 14-10, 3:30 left in the third. They need a Rams loss to help them right now. The Rams are on top of the Jets, 21-17. That in the third as well. Back to Kenny Albert.
Yes, JB, if the Rams lose to the Jets, the winner of this game is in.
Automatically in.
But if the Rams win, they would need help from others. Brooks over the middle, McAllister. Some open space, and Deuce takes it up to the 33-yard line. Artrell Hawkins made the tackle after a gain of 14 yards.
That's a good check down that time to Deuce. You know, Deuce is one of those guys that's just multiple. I mean, he can be a great receiver. And since the injury this year, they really haven't gone to him very much out of the backfield. But, well, he's just got as good a hands and run out to the catch as anybody in this league from that position. Big third down here.
Third down at 11. Saints have to get to the 44. Three wide receivers set. Brooks steps out, lost the football. It's still loose. And it looks like Deuce McAllister has recovered. Wayne Gandy initially tried to fall on it. It skipped away from him, and now the Saints forced to punt.
Well, watch Peppers. I mean, Peppers right here got no help. He's one-on-one with Victor Riley, ran right through him. Almost hard to believe on third and long the Saints wouldn't give another person to that protection. Peppers is going to win that matchup 80–90% of the time, left one-on-one on third and long.
This should set up good field position for Carolina, as Berger's punt is taken by Gamble at the 45. He falls forward, and with 7.5 remaining in this third quarter, Panthers trailing by 11. We'll be back.
Introducing the new commotion in the Chevy family. The Cobalt Coupe, Sedan, and SS Supercharged. Chevy Cobalt, an American revolution.
Pizza Hut's having a national pizza sale.
Buy any pizza at regular price and get any medium pizza for just $5 more.
I'll get a supreme
Regular price
and a pepperoni.
$5 buckaroos.
Meat lovers.
$5
Peppers and onions.
$5 Reno.
Sausage.
Veggie lovers. $5 Maximus. $5 Yamma.
Pizza Hut's national pizza sale. Buy any pizza at regular price and get up to 5 medium pizzas for just $5 each. The sale's so good you gotta go for more.
Hope the kids are hungry.
Gather around the good stuff.
I'm Roy Williams of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Stacy from Canton.
I'm Joey Harrington of the Detroit Lions.
I'm Kurt Allsted from Chester.
I volunteer to improve my neighborhood.
I donate my time to help kids.
And I donate food.
I help teach students about the importance of education and staying in school.
We're pitching in and making a difference.
Play 60 Minutes and you can win the Super Bowl. Volunteer 60 Minutes and you can make a difference in your community. Visit jointheteam.com.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Chevy, an American revolution, supercharged for 2005. By American Express. By Pizza Hut, gather round the good stuff. And by Miller, there's good enough and there's better than it has to be. Miller, good call.
Best starting field position of the day for the Carolina Panthers.
The whole crowd during that timeout was yelling Jake. They believe in Jake here, and that's the time that he has to kind of start putting this team on his back here to make things happen.
Play action. Malone could not find anyone downfield. He lost the football, and then he fell on it himself. Wound up gaining a yard on the play.
Boy, coverage was excellent. I mean, it's going to frustrate a quarterback, but look at it out here. Been talking about it all afternoon. It's been the story here. Excellent job all the way around. No breakdowns in the Saints secondary right there. Excellent switch between corner and safety. McKenzie, I mean, talk about heart to heart right there. That's not easy to do run like that with him.
Malone started the game 8 for 12. He is 2 for 12 since. From the 46. Complete to Nick Goings in Saints territory. Brian, the largest deficit the Panthers have come back from this year. They were 1-7. They played in San Francisco. They fell behind 17-0 to the 49ers. Came back to win that game from a 17-point deficit. And starting with that game, have won 6 of their last 7.
Well, when you're 1-7, I mean, that's about as much adversity as you can have in this league. So this team's going to find a way to keep battling here, that's for sure.
3rd down and 4. Panthers have to get to the 44. There's Mangum. Another first down for Mangum, gain of 7, down to the Saints 41 for Mangum, his 5th catch today.
Now look, I mean, that keeps the drive alive, and that's a concern to Haslett, but if you're going to throw the ball to Chris Mangum and to Nick Goings, those guys are not going to beat the Saints defense today. They're going to catch some short routes, they're going to keep the ball moving, but their big plays are going to be to Kerry Colbert and to Muhsin Muhammad. Muhammad right there.
From the Saints 41.
He's got him. He's got him.
Muhammad went up, tried to make the one-handed catch, but could not. Jason Kraft on the cover.
You know, he's been making that throw to Muhsin Muhammad, even with that kind of coverage all year. But here he had Kerry Colbert here on the crossing route. And if teams are going to run a lot of man-to-man, that's what you want. You want crossing routes, because then you get natural picks. It's like crossing the mall in traffic, Kenny. It's hard to get to the other side of the corridor with all kinds of traffic. So you look for the crossing routes right here, right now, to try and get these natural picks.
Second and 10. Intended for Kerry Colbert. Becky Jones on the coverage.
There's that crossing route again by Colbert. What they did was they ran clearing routes on the right side and brought Kerry Colbert across the field. I mean, Jake's back here. We're talking, we're documenting, you know, missed throws and, you know, up to a good start now, you know, struggled here. But I mean, the coverage has been great. The coverage has been winning here.
Third and 10. Panthers need to get to the 31. Empty backfield. Jerome off his back foot. Penalty marker. That pass intended for Colbert. But there is a flag on the opposite side of the field.
That's going to be illegal contact by the Saints. It's going to be an automatic first down.
Illegal contact on the defense, number 43, before the quarterback left the pocket. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's McKenzie. You know, getting back to that point in the season when the Panthers were 1-7, as we take another look, they held a team meeting, and some of the guys who were here back in 2001, when the Panthers finished 1-15, talked about that season and said, hey, let's not get to that.
Yeah, well, they, you know, whoever talked in that meeting, probably Mike Rucker and a couple guys, your voice was heard.
On first down, Galone. It is complete to the tight end, Mike Seidman.
Seidman last week caught that pass sitting down. You know, in that one, he caught sitting down.
In the end zone last week while sitting down.
Yeah, he's getting grass stains on the backside sitting down, but great efforts here. Jake's just throwing it to a spot. I don't even know if he can see Seidman. So Bucky Jones comes over the top to finish him off here.
Well, look at what the tight ends have done today. Mangum with a career-high 5 receptions, and now this catch by Seidman.
Well, you know, if you're going to get the type of coverage that they've gotten from Fakir Brown and McKenzie and taking away the wide receivers, you got to find somebody else.
First and goal from the 9. To the
back shoulder.
End zone. No signal yet. Touchdown.
That's that back shoulder catch right there. Perfectly executed. And another touchdown for Muhsin Muhammad.
Number 15 on the season. 13 touchdown receptions for Muhammad in the last 10 games.
He's looking at him all the way here. Tell you, both those guys, Makir Brown and Muhsin Muhammad, they work on this throw every single day. Moose did a great job getting those feet down, getting a hold of the ball. When you talk about big physical receivers, that's what they're talking about there, Kenny. Being able to shield the defender, being able to hang on to the ball in the air, squeezing it, looking it in, and getting the feet down.
A lot of talk the last couple of weeks as to whether or not Muhammad is playing in his last game as a Panther because of his big salary cap number next year. There have been T-shirts printed and distributed by fans here in Charlotte. Save our Moose. Well, the Moose look to save the Panthers. They're now within 4.
Love this spot.
Pop? Yeah, son?
Something I gotta tell you.
What?
I've got unbeerman-like conduct on Timmy. Giving Dad a beer with less taste, that's a loss of respect. Inheritance, decline. Replacing with great-tasting, less-filling Miller Lite. Half the carbs is Bud Light. We've also got unoriginal tattoo on Timmy, tribal armband design, attempting to fit in. Play beer.
Miller. Good call.
Not in our house, buddy. Not today.
Oh, no! This ain't going down! Not today, Daddy, now!
Not today.
Not today!
Not tomorrow.
Nobody coming in here! Not in our house! Not in our house!
Visa, official card of the NFL and the house of the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots, where they accept no other card to get you in. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
You may be moving away, but this is not a retreat, it's an attack. You see the angles, the crisscrossing patterns. You see the intersections of pathways and men. You see that space opening up. It shouldn't be there, but it is. And you do just what you always do. You let it go. The playoffs are where moments are made. What's next?
We have terrorists on U.S. soil. The television event of the season is almost here.
America has enemies.
2 nights, 4 hours, 24. The 2-night premiere event begins next Sunday on Fox.
A 7-play, 54-yard drive, culminating with the 9-yard touchdown pass from Jake Delhomme to Muhsin Muhammad.
Bad kick.
Fred McAfee brings it out to the 32. Look at Muhammad's touchdown reception last week in Tampa. His one-handed catch earlier today. And then the touchdown catch moments ago.
And those were 3 sensational catches. Look at that one, huh? Number 15. Another one going in the record book.
He had 13 touchdowns the last 4 seasons coming into this year. He has 15 this season, extending his own team record.
Isn't that the mark, though, of a pro? That when you need you most, you show up and you're there. I mean, isn't that the mark? You know, I mean, look, Moose took a back seat to Steve Smith, who came on, and Jake got a quick timing with him. You know, last year when he came here, and Moose was the 2nd or the 3rd option, and now Steve Smith gone, Stephen Davis gone. Moose right there saying, yeah, you know, I'll step it up. I'll show him what I can do.
Redskins continue to lead the Vikings 14-10. Brooks firing on 2nd and 8, and it is complete. Joe Horn down to the Panthers 44, only his 2nd catch today, and it's good for 22 yards.
Well, we came in talking today about the 287s, Muhsin Muhammad and Joe Horn, how they're 1 and 2 in the NFC in receptions. And I guess you can only keep these guys down so long before they're going to find, you know, what a receiver does over a period of time is they get a feel for the defense and what they're doing, and then they adjust. Where's the hole? Where's the opening? What's the best route to run against these guys? And I think that's what both Joe Horn and Muhsin are doing right now. This throw.
Brooks to Horn. Touchdown. 44 yards. The Saints come right back.
Touchdown, New Orleans.
Aaron Brooks knew it the moment the ball left his hand. There was no doubt that that was a touchdown. Caught him in a safety blitz. Nobody deep on the throw or on the play.
Team record 11th touchdown reception of the season for Horn. He also sets a new Saints record for receiving yardage in one season.
Well, that took the sting out of this crowd, too, to come back so quickly and answer that score by Muhammad.
The short kickoff.
Yeah.
And then it took only 3 plays.
Watch right here. You can see right here. You see a kind of a safety blitz, and so Horn's going to get behind him here. Watch this. Late coming up, trying to play the run. Aaron Brooks reads it perfect. Nobody comes over the top. You know, Joe Horn's going to the post all the way. Turns Ricky Manning all the way around. He's got nobody behind him to help. And that has been about as good a combination in football as we've seen over the last 5 years. In fact, you know, I was talking to Muhsin Muhammad before the game. You know, Joe Horn, Muhsin Muhammad, Marvin Harrison, Terrell Owens, all these guys came out of the same draft, out of the 1996 draft. And when you look back through the annals of the history of pro football, they're going to look back at the 96 wide receiving draft and say, it might have been the best of all time. Remember, Keyshawn Johnson was the first pick that year. Eric Moulds came out of that draft. Terry Glenn was in that draft. I mean, there was one after another. First rounders, second rounders. Joe Horn wasn't drafted. Joe Horn just came out of junior college. Worked his way up.
So it took only 1:23 for the Saints to answer after the Panthers pulled to within 4, and now Jamal Robertson with a big return. Saints fans remember Robertson. It was his fumble back in week 2 as a member of the 49ers, which led to the game-winning Saints touchdown in their first victory this season.
Yeah, you know, Jamal Robertson, a former MVP of that NFL Europe League, bounces off one. Right, remember, he was with the San Francisco 49ers, laid the ball on the ground week 2, allowed the Saints to win that game at the end. Probably remembers that in the back of his mind, saying, you know, might not be with the 49ers anymore, but I can sure help the Panthers out today.
And he had just scored his first NFL touchdown moments prior to that fumble. A 49-yard return by Robertson. Malone on a check down to Goings. And Goings tackled at the 38 after a gain of 8.
Jake, you know, one thing about Jake, he will hang in there and hang in there. I mean, he never gets the happy feet. He's not going to flinch. He took another shot that time. Gets up limping. Not thinking about it, waved it off, and found the check down receiver.
Played through that broken thumb earlier this season.
Yeah,
told us it's not bothering him anymore. Second down and 2. Saints leading by 11. The toss to Nick Goings. Goings has a first down and more. Takes it inside the 30, and then he fumbled. Officials will try and get to the bottom of the pile. The Saints have recovered.
It's the first fumble by Nick Goings all year.
The first fumble lost by any Carolina running back all year.
Well, Jim Haslett said it's going to come down to turnovers today. That's the second turnover. And, oh, I tell you, that you should review that play. I don't know if Tabucky Jones got that ball out before Nick Goings' knee is down, but I think John Fox has to review that. In fact, he's just thrown it between the legs of an official out there right now.
That's John Parry, the side judge, who picks up the red flag.
Yeah, I think you have to see if this knee is down. Remember when instant replay was put in, Kenny, was put in for big ticket plays. And to me, a fumble, whether it's good or not good right now, you have to take a look at this. Watch the knee here of Goins. Left knee is down now. The ball was moving in his hand, so I don't know how they're going to rule this. Left knee is down. The ball isn't on the ground yet.
When Bill Carollo takes a look at it, there must be indisputable visual evidence to overturn the call on the field, which was fumble.
See, the ball is coming out, no question about it. And it was moving in his hands. Now, was there enough possession? I don't know, Ken. It has to be, like you said, a lot of evidence to overturn it. It's ruled a fumble, so it has to show that it wasn't a fumble, but when the knee was down, and I don't know that that's going to be able to do that.
Remember, Jake Delhomme has already lost a fumble in Saints territory in the red zone. And now Nick Goins, who has had such a great second half of the season after taking over for all of the injured backs, Stephen Davis, Deshaun Foster, Rod Smart, Joey Harris.
That ball's moving. You know, I think that ball was moving the whole time.
I think it was out.
I think you have to say it's a fumble.
I do not think this will be overturned.
No. See that ball? See that moving right? If that ball is moving, he's trying to get control of it now with that left hand, and I don't think that's going to be enough.
Well, this should be Saints football following the challenge.
And, you know, Jim Haslett was saying about the turnover game that the reason why Carolina, you know, has been able to win 6 out of 7 is because they've just been getting the ball back so many more times. You know, they've had 29 turnovers in that 7-game stretch. That's over 4 a game. You get 4 extra at-bats back for the offense. You know, I mean, you're going to win a lot of more games than you're going to lose like that.
A couple of weeks ago, they picked off Chris Chandler 6 times in 1 game. Jerry Richardson, Panthers owner, checking out the replays as we send it downstairs to Jay Glazer. Jay?
Well, guys, as you said earlier, this would be the first fumble of the season for a Panther running back. And yesterday, running back coach Jim Skipper said what happened was, going into this season, we knew everybody was going to try and make Deshaun Foster fumble. That was his reputation. He had a fumbling problem. So teams were going to go after him. So we instituted the gauntlet drill as our first drill every day in practice. 5 different guys try to strip the ball from each of our running backs. It's the only agility drill we still do every single day, and the only one we do before a game as well. He did say yesterday, I don't want to mention that we have not given a ball up yet because we're going to jinx it. Well, guys, I don't think we jinxed it.
All right, thanks, Jay. And Jim Skipper, the longtime running backs coach in New Orleans under Jim Moore. Here's Bill Carollo.
After reviewing the play stands as called. The ball was fumbled before 37 hit the ground. Recovery by New Orleans. First down, New Orleans. Timeout, Carolina.
Looked to be the right call.
Yeah, it was right call, and you got to give a lot of credit to Bucky Jones because he tackled the ball more than he tackled the player. He went for the strip, and we've been seeing that all year, Ken. You know, defensive players right there. You see the right hand of Bucky Jones stripping that ball out as he's trying to bring Goings down. Both fumbles by Carolina in that part of the field. You know, in scoring position, both fumbles have taken points, potential points off the board for the Panthers.
Panthers lose a timeout following the replay challenge. And after that earlier Carolina turnover, the Saints drove 83 yards and scored a touchdown. They start from the 27. McAllister takes it out to the 33-yard line, gain of 6. We are under 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter with the Saints leading by 11.
Big difference between the play of the Carolina Panthers a month ago against the Saints in New Orleans and today. Yards, points. The big thing is the turnovers. 2 costly turnovers thus far.
Panthers won that game 32-21. They had a 23-0 lead. Second down and 4. McAllister out to the 35-yard line. Stopped about 2 yards shy of a first. Remember, if the Saints win, they would make the playoffs with either a Rams loss loss, or victories by Seattle and Minnesota. And right now, Minnesota trailing Washington 14-10.
I don't think either one of these teams are looking up at the scoreboard. They're just concentrating on this game. Saints trying to add to their lead. Carolina trying to get back into the game.
Rams leading the Jets by 1, 21-20. Play action. Brooks looking to run with it, and he's taken down back at the 34-yard line by Mark Fields.
Good pressure that time by Carolina on that third down. It ended up bringing a free safety, Mike Minter, off the corner. Forced Aaron Brooks to step up. Watch Minter. Minter comes up all the way around the corner here. Here he is. Mark Fields ends up making the tackle short of the first down.
And behind the line of scrimmage, so a sack, 4th of the year for Mark Fields. So the Panthers, following the Goings fumble, will get the ball back. Punt taken at the 24 by Chris Gamble. Gamble out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Forced out by Mel Mitchell after a 14-yard return. The Rams have scored again, so they lead the Jets 27-20. And the Redskins leading the Vikings 20-10. So if those scores hold, that would not be good news for the Saints. They would not make the playoffs if the Rams and the Redskins both win. If the Rams win, the Saints, should they win this game, would need a Seattle win and a Minnesota win. Malone incomplete, looking for Brad Hoover as the third quarter comes to an end. Saints leading 21-10. Fox NFL Sunday continues from Charlotte after these messages from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
The next generation sales event is here with 9 new Ford cars, trucks, and sport utility vehicles. Just announced. Choose 0% financing for 72 months or up to $6,000 cash back on your favorite 2004 sport utility vehicle. That's 0% financing for 6 full years. 0% saves you thousands in finance charges. It's Ford's next generation sales event. See your local Ford dealer by January 3rd. Ford, built for the road ahead.
Talk to Terry, okay? As you know, I'm about to sign a 5-year extension of my contract, and I couldn't be happier about it.
You just got dropped.
I got dropped by these losers? Well, you think I want to be a weasel? You think I want to be a weasel or a badger, whatever that thing is? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You, and you, and you. Your whole team is a joke. Coach. What?
I meant your call just got dropped.
Oh. Switch to Alltel and get a wireless network that actually works.
Yeah, that's our new Galant. It's one of the best back cars in the world, so we got your back.
That's a really good price. You sure it's right? Zane, call me crazy, but I would have thought you. We could do a little better?
Absolutely.
Mitsubishi's got your back with up to $6,000 combined cash or no interest financing on select vehicles.
So that was there the whole time?
Yeah.
Offer ends January 3rd.
Seinfeld, TV Guide's greatest show of all time. Weeknights at 7 on Fox 50.
We get set to start the fourth quarter here in Charlotte. A seesaw battle in St. Louis. The Jets have gone back on top. It's 26-21. Jets over the Rams. So if the Jets win that game, then it's clear cut. The winner of this game is in. Saints leading 21-10. Panthers start from their own 37-yard line. Malone to the tight end, Seidman. And Seidman stretches out to the 45-yard line for a gain of 7. So the Jets and Rams have 1:06 to go in the third quarter. St. Louis has won their last 12 home games in December and January. Mark Bulger at home, Brian, 18-2.
Yeah, well, this is the game they have to play well and they have to win. And that's really how you should measure a quarterback, is how they play in big games. Right now, Jake down 11 to start the fourth quarter. How does Jake play down the stretch here? He's been very good in the fourth quarter this season.
Third down and 3. Kerry Colbert. Ooh, dropped it. There's a flag. He had Delhomme with 11 fourth quarter touchdown passes this year.
11 of his 27.
And this one is against New Orleans.
Actually 28 touchdowns, right? With that one to Moose this year, today.
Prior to the pass, holding, 43, defense, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
No, Kenny, when you play the type of coverage that New Orleans is playing today, tight, in their face, not letting these receivers get off easy, you're going to get some of these calls. It's just part of the territory. Jim being a former linebacker, he doesn't like any of those kind of calls. He feels he's back in the day when you could bump and run and had stick them all over your shirt. And, you know, you had a fair advantage for a defensive back.
Delhomme looking for Colbert again. 2nd and 10 coming up. Jim Haslett, the only coach who has led the Saints to a playoff victory. They beat St. Louis following the 2000 season. Rams were defending Super Bowl champions at the time.
Well, I think that's part of the perception in New Orleans and why people always are trying to push Jim Haslett and his coaches out the back door there, is that he had such fast success there in New Orleans, and then the expectations just jumped so fast. The coaches that had come through New Orleans that couldn't win a playoff game.
Delhomme on 2nd and 10 under pressure, and he got rid of it. It's an incomplete pass. It was wrapped up by Darren Howard, but was able to get rid of the football.
I'll tell you, Jordan Gross is one of the best young tackles in football, and right now, Darren Howard, Will Smith are beating him. And you don't see this very often, but Darren Howard gets the short corner on him. And it's a good thing Jake had that ball in motion right there, because that could have been another fumble. In fact, I don't know, might even be worth reviewing right there. Just take a look, but that ball was close to being fumbled.
3rd down and 10. Panthers have to get to the 40 for a first down. Empty backfield. Delhomme with time. Intended for Colbert. No flags. So the Panthers will punt. We check in once again with James Brown.
And good news for the Saints fans. Take a look here. Rams were up by 1. Bolger's pass deflected by Sean Ellis. Picked off by Jonathan Vilma, linebacker of the Jets, having a great season. He takes it to pay dirt. 2-point conversion, no good. But Jets are up 26-21. Back to Kenny Albert.
All right, thanks, JB. So the rookie Jonathan Vilma has given the Jets the lead in St. Louis. Again, Sauerbrunn keeping it away from Michael Lewis. This one took a Saints bounce and is down at the 28-yard line.
This holiday season, it's your last chance to find the right price on the Volkswagen that's right for you.
I love it.
Right now, during our year-end sales drive, get great deals on 2005 Jettas.
Hey, you big Elton John fan?
Yeah.
Well, then here's your dream ticket. You only find it at Best Buy.
Dream Ticket is Elton John's spectacular 4-disc, 4-destination concert DVD. Featuring radiant performances from around the world. Elton John's Dream Ticket can only be found at Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
Prophecy foretold of a place where good and evil come face to face.
What I know about the fate of this town is that the final fight is here. The darkness may be present, but so is God.
It's always the quiet towns.
What are you doing to me?
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. By Best Buy, thousands of possibilities, get yours. By WebMD, redefining modern medicine. And by Taco Bell, think outside the bun.
Providing aerial coverage today here in Charlotte is Liberty, the AmeriQuest Mortgage airship. AmeriQuest Mortgage, the official mortgage company sponsor of the National Football League. Saints with an 11-point lead, looking to win their 4th in a row and head to the postseason. The give is to McAllister, and he takes it out across the 30-yard line, gain of 3. Well, the Saints, in their history, 0-4 in the playoffs under head coach Jim Mora. And then in 2000, Aaron Brooks threw 4 touchdowns. They beat the Rams and then lost to Minnesota the next week.
For a Saints fan, that probably seems like a lifetime ago, huh? Tom Benson there. You know, he's keeping an eye on that St. Louis score, hoping for the Jets win. Hoping that Aaron Brooks can continue an error-free game here. Played very, very well so far.
2nd down and 7. McAllister. And he's chased down from behind by Mark Fields. Winds up gaining 2. Now, if the Saints do make the playoffs, Brian, the only team they can play would be Green Bay. Saints would finish 6th. And Green Bay locked in as the number 3 seed. In the history of the Saints franchise, they've only played at Lambeau Field once. Back in 1989. They lost the game 35-34. Don Mikowski with a touchdown pass to Sterling Sharp in the final minutes. The only time the Saints have ever played in Green Bay.
Aaron Brooks will probably have to answer a lot of questions about Brett Favre and what he meant to him.
Aaron spent his rookie season with the Packers. 3rd down and 5. Complete, but not enough. Dante Stallworth is met immediately by the combination of Dan Morgan and Mike Minter. And the Saints, with just over 12 minutes remaining, send out the punting unit.
Well, and I'm sure there's Saints fans there and other fans going, you know, why does Aaron Brooks throw a 3-yard pass on 3rd and 6 like that? Well, defense is playing well. They've got some turnovers. You know, and the Saints team, they've been their biggest enemy for the last couple of years. Turning the ball over, stupid plays. I mean, that's a good play by Aaron Brooks. Not to force anything, get the ball out of his hands. Go punt the ball. They got the Pro Bowl punter out there, put the defense back out on the field.
Keeps the clock moving. Yeah. They will take this all the way down. Play clock at 3 when Kevin Hauser snapped it back to the punter, Mitch Berger. Gamble on the return. Nice tackle. Tackled shy of the 40 by Talman Gardner.
Is this Parents Against Kids? Parents, are you tired of your kids going over your family's wireless minutes? And kids, tired of them hassling you just for talking? Well, good news. Sprint got rid of ugly overages.
Protect your family from ugly overages. Now, 100 extra minutes only cost $5. Other plans charge at least $35, and unlimited Sprint PCS to PCS calling is included.
Now you can save your money for the cleaners.
Thank you. Sprint PCS. Now that's better.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. I'm full! Taco Bell's Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the half-pound beef and potato burrito with seasoned beef and golden potatoes. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
What happens when a bunch of NFL players live in one house for one season?
T-Hope, bring it on over.
Yes, sir.
John Lynch, let's go, baby.
Come on, D-Mac.
Give me the stat. Chad Johnson, let's go, baby.
PG.
Flex.
Whoa.
Thanks, your pick.
Come on.
I think I'm gonna take the meter man over here. Hey, meter guy.
Okay, okay.
Seriously? Lace him up. Lace him up.
Coming this January to Fox 50.
Next Sunday on Fox, it's an NFC wildcard matchup starting at 4 Eastern, followed by the 2-hour season premiere of 24 starting at 8. That's next Sunday on Fox. Both teams in desperate need of a victory, plus help. The loser of this game cannot get in. The winner needs a little bit of help from elsewhere. Malone hit from behind and taken down back at the 31-yard line by Charles Grant.
Well, I tell you, Charles Grant is taking his game over. I mean, that's his 2nd sack today. He's got a forced fumble. That's his 6th tackle. I mean, here he is coming right here. He beats a double team here. You got 2 guys assigned to him. Matt Willie never gets a hand on him. They know it. I mean, they got 2 guys over there to handle Charles Grant, went right around him. And I think Charles Grant's one of those guys that feels snubbed for not making a Pro Bowl. Wasn't Peppers or Carney or Kirst, the 3 NFC Pro Bowl defensive ends, making a pretty good statement. Now playing inside here at defensive tackle.
2 sacks today for Grant. Had only 1 the last 9 games. Stallone in trouble again. Ball is loose. It's still loose, and it looks like the Saints have it. They do. Darren Howard on the recovery for New Orleans.
Defensive line is flat out whipping the Carolina Panthers right off the football right now. 3rd fumble by Carolina, all forced by the defensive line. Grant and Will Smith and Darren Howard combined with great coverage. Jake's not going to get away from those guys. Opposite game than what was played a month ago. That's almost a smile by Haslett.
You think so?
Yeah, so he almost cracked a smile. Looking at it.
McAllister. And Deuce is tackled at the 21 after a pickup of 7.
Haslett said, we win the turnover battle today, we're going to win this football game. Not only they won that battle, they've dominated that battle.
The main reason the Panthers fought their way back from a 1-7 record is the 29 takeaways over the last 7 games. They do not have a takeaway today. They fumbled 3 times, 2 times by Delhomme, and Nick Goings lost his first fumble of the season. Jets continue to lead St. Louis by 5. 2nd down and 3. Joe Horn. Horn stretching out. Clock continues to run as he was tackled by Ricky Manning Jr.
That Joe Horn, I just seen him there catch that little hitch and then reach out trying to get the 1st down. What about Joe Horn? I don't care if he's pulling a telephone out of a goalpost. That guy gives you effort every time he gets out on the football field. I was watching him warm up today. The guy had a lather going like he'd been in a sauna for an hour before the kick. Kind of stretching out for that ball, knows where the sticks are. Plays the game with a great deal of awareness and intensity. Look, he just told Ricky Manning, come up on me. You see that? Come up on me. There to cover.
McAllister. You saw the time winding down. They approached 3 minutes remaining in Washington with the Redskins leading the Vikings 21-10. Once that game becomes final, if the Redskins win, then the Saints have to have a Rams loss.
Right.
What it would also do, once the Redskins win, the Panthers would be in should they come back.
Let me tell you something. Around this league right now, there's a whole lot of fans biting their nails. Jet fans up there on Long Island, up in New York, they're biting their nails, hoping that the Jets can hang on. Saint fans hoping that these guys can hang on here and get a St. Louis loss.
Timeout called as the play clock was winding down. With 8:27 remaining, will the Saints get in?
Leon, Joe Buck. You guys are on in 20.
Hey, look at Joseph. Leon always stands on the left, you know, to showcase my good side. So
I always stand on the left, and I wouldn't even worry about it. You look great.
Yeah, this is very true. Leon doesn't have a bad side, but I'm just saying, you see that dimple? It's my trademark dimple, baby.
This is my good side, too.
Look here, Joe, I hate to be the one to tell you this, man, but if that's your good side, you may want to stick to radio.
Joe Buck here with the legendary Leon.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
holiday season, it's your last chance to find the right price on the Volkswagen that's right for you.
I love it.
Right now, during our year-end sales drive, get great deals on 2005 Touaregs.
American Idol is back, bigger and better than ever. Could this be the next Kelly Clarkson?
Last dance, last chance for love. See you in Hollywood, congratulations.
Don't miss a note.
You're going to see some of the best talent we've ever had.
American Idol premieres Tuesday, January 18th on Fox.
Paris and Nicole are back, and they're the business world's worst nightmare. Interns. From a Wall Street firm.
I love that.
To a busy daycare. They're unprepared. They're unqualified. They're hired. The Simple Life Interns. Coming soon to Fox.
Fox NFL Sundays brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time.
Fans are trying to cheer the Panthers on. They're trying to get involved here. Looks like they're having a little bit of a hangover from the holidays right now. Panthers playing like that a little bit.
Second down and 7 from the 15. And McAllister is tackled in the backfield. Mark Fields has played a tremendous game today for the Panthers.
But really, the Panthers here, you know, you look at this situation, they've got to hold New Orleans to just a field goal so they can keep this a two-score game. A touchdown right now by the Saints with approaching 8 minutes to go. Could be a three-score game, and that seems like that's going to be a lot to get.
How about Cincinnati 38-3 over the Eagles?
The Eagles made the worst mistake I've seen in football, sitting their starters or resting their guys, and they're going to go into the playoffs flat.
They'll have next week off. Third down and 12. Brooks rolling right. Pass deflected by Peppers, and it drops incomplete.
Good effort there. Good effort. Brooks trying to buy some time right here. Peppers just took one of those big arms of his up there in the air and got a piece of that ball. Panthers have not gone through a game without creating a turnover since October 3rd. Right now, Jim Haslett's team perfect, taking care of the football.
38-yard attempt for John Carney. Wide to the left. So the Saints lead remains 11. Still a two-score game, 7:35 remaining here in Charlotte.
Invention is greater than convention. Moving forward is greater than sitting still. Simple is greater than complex. Greater power, greater technology, greater beauty. The all-new Audi A6. It's greater to lead than follow.
Every time a man or woman puts on a uniform in our armed services, their entire family puts on that uniform too. We honor the courage of these proud families of reservists and members of the National Guard, and of all Americans who support their loved ones and friends as they defend freedom.
He's tried to escape his past.
Do you miss your old job?
I wanted something else out of life. But for Jack Bauer,
There was some chatter this morning about a possible attack.
instinct never dies. I am asking you to let me help. The new season of 24 begins with a premiere so big, it will take 2 nights to tell. It all starts next Sunday with 2 full hours of the most critically acclaimed series on television. What we will accomplish today will change the world. And continues Monday with 2 more electrifying hours.
America has enemies.
The television event of the season is about to begin.
I want a visual and a location now.
I can't do this without you. Are you with me? 24, the 2-night premiere event begins next Sunday on Fox.
Hey, you know, this miss by Carney at 38 yards, it's like a tale of two cities here. I mean, Haslett gets dejected. Fox gets pumped up. Carolina comes pumped up. The fans do. Not that big of a miss. Still a two-score game, but it just gave Carolina a little bit of life.
Nick Goings on first down. And Goings picks up a first down to the 39-yard line, a gain of 11.
You think that the Panthers would be in a hurry-up mode, just calling everything at the line of scrimmage here. Oh, Goings is hurt, but guys are slow getting up. Will Smith down. Been a real important player this season. Great addition as a rookie. First-round pick out of Ohio State. Going to be a great player.
Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year last season.
Plays the game the right way.
You hear what the Saints did this week around their facility? They brought in 10 stuffed animals, 10 stuffed Panthers, as a reminder of who they needed to beat today. And they were all over the place. The locker room, the weight room, the cafeteria, on top of the Gatorade cooler. One was up on the goalpost at the practice field.
Well, the Panthers look like they've been a little stuffed today. And Haslett's defense has been kicking the stuffing out of them for most of it. But the Saints, the Panthers have been in this situation before with Jake Delhomme. And anybody that thinks in New Orleans this thing is over hasn't seen the Panthers play football in the last 2 years.
Delhomme escapes, and now he throws. It is caught by Muhammad at the Saints 41.
That looks like Jake Delhomme of the last 2 years. I mean, I don't know how he gets away from a defensive end. Gets out, gets his feet set, gets his eyes reset, and then finds the moose. I mean, Darren Howard here has him for another sack.
20-yard pass play. You know, the Panthers trailed by this exact score in the fourth quarter in the Super Bowl, 21-10. Incomplete, intended for Kerry Colbert. Of course, they came back, tied that game before losing on the out-of-Vinatieri field goal, but they trailed by this same score in the Super Bowl. We have 6:34 remaining, and 11-point deficit.
Now, I know Jake is coming off his best performance of the year last week against Tampa, the 4 touchdowns, but I've always thought that Jake played his best football when he was in a hurry-up mode, and, you know, they're behind and he's got to bring him back. I mean, one comeback after another a year ago.
From the 41. Over the middle to Goings. And Nick Goings looked to have another first down. Jets leading St. Louis by 5, under 10 minutes remaining.
Panthers doing a personnel change here. Guys running off the field. Going to get a measurement here.
Clock stops. 6:17 remaining.
We got 13 seconds left here in Washington. The Redskins are going to beat the Vikings. So for the Saints to get in, they've got to win today, and St. Louis has to lose to the Jets.
By the way, a Saints win would clinch a playoff berth for Minnesota. They are not in yet.
They could back in.
Vikings need either a Carolina loss or a St. Louis loss to get in. Vikings have scored with 2 seconds remaining. They trail by 5. Delhomme with time, complete to Ricky Prohl.
Great job by Ricky getting out of bounds to stop that clock. Rick Venturi, the defensive coordinator, had a heck of a game plan coming in today. Press those wide receivers, get the corners up. That's what he said, the biggest difference in this 3-game turnaround has been the play of those corners, who've been outstanding today. Fakir Brown and Mike McKenzie.
Second down and 7 from the 28. Delhomme again with time. It's caught by Colbert inside the 10.
Jake staying alive. Catching Kerry Colbert on a crossing route. One-on-one coverage, as we've seen most of the day. You see him flashing on your screen. A little bit behind him, Colbert, who's been shut down most of the day, coming in with a bad ankle. Looked good there.
Malone to the end zone for Colbert, and it's broken up by Fakir Brown.
Colbert, the intended receiver. They scored on that play a bunch. They scored on that play last week against Tampa Bay. That ball dropped it right in the bucket.
Looks like the Vikings scored on the two-point conversion. They trail by 3 with 2 seconds left, and Julius Peppers has come in on offense for the Panthers here.
Jake Delhomme said that Julius Peppers should have a touchdown, but I've not thrown the ball well to him. Look at this mismatch here. Peppers on Fakir Brown right here. Hadn't had a catch in the NFL yet. They're going to double team him with the safety over the top.
Delhomme instead goes the other way. Hussein Mohammed, his second touchdown today.
Got to go two-point conversion right here. Keep the offense on the field and try to make this a three-point game.
You kick the extra point, pull within 4, you still need a touchdown.
No, it's an easy decision. In fact, that decision is made at the start of the drive. That's one of those back shoulder throws that Mike McKenzie said is almost impossible to stop, especially against the big body of Hussein Mohammed.
Mohammed ties the team record, 44 career touchdowns, tied now with Wesley Walls as the Panthers get ready to go for 2.
Jake trying to get the right personnel on the field. Panthers have not been good there. Jake's still not happy with the right personnel. Got Hoover coming out there on the field now.
So if the Panthers convert, they would pull to within 3.
There's Moose here.
Going split to the right. Delhomme to the end zone to Mike Seidman. It's a 3-point game.
Some drive, and here we go. Here comes the Panthers now. Gary Richardson up off his feet. Heck of a drive by Jake. Best football he's played all day. And the Cardiac Cats are alive.
The Redskins have won. So the Panthers are in with a victory. The Saints are in with a victory and a Rams loss.
Watch. Little pump fake on that touchdown throw to Moose here by Peppers. Don't go there. They go to the other side to Moose. Pepper. Watch this. One of those backside throws. McKenzie, he knows it's coming. You can't stop it, though. That throw, nobody does it better in this league. That's Jake's 29th touchdown throw of the year. And then, that's good, but then you got to get the 2-point to make it a field goal game. Seidman against Jason Kraft, who's falling down, and the Panthers are down by a field goal. And the place is rocking. And this feels like a playoff game up here, Kenny. I mean, this feels like the first round of the playoff.
And we repeat, because the Vikings have lost, if the Panthers win, they are in. If the Saints win, they need the Rams to lose to the Jets. Those are the current scenarios with the final score out of Landover, Maryland. Over 6 minutes remaining. Jets leading by 5.
What a collapse by the Vikings. Starting the season off 5-1. And this is... no panic at John Fox. This is what they do. Fans know it. They've been waiting all game for this. Aaron Brooks has a lot to say about quieting this crowd.
Saints start from the 33. And that pass was batted by Brenson Buckner.
Carolina Panthers have as many playmakers on defense as they do on offense. Brooks going to be looking here for Joe Horn.
2nd and 10. Deuce McAllister up to the 35. Not much, only 2 yards. Dan Morgan made the tackle, so a 3rd down and 8 coming up for the Saints.
Huge, huge third down for Aaron Brooks and the Saints. They have controlled this game from the beginning up into that last touchdown and two-point conversion by the Panthers.
How big could that field goal miss by Carney turn out?
It's huge. Really big.
Saints have to get to the 43.
Panthers are going to blitz it.
Incomplete. Intended for Stallworth.
This game is a game of momentum shifts. And right now, the Panthers feel it, and they have it with them. And can you take advantage of it?
The Rams back on top, 27-26 over the Jets. That does not affect the Panthers at all if Carolina wins, but the Saints need the Rams to lose. St. Louis has the lead, right around 5 minutes remaining in that game. Chris Gamble. And you know the Panthers have been scoreboard watching. They know that Minnesota has lost. They needed one of 3 teams to lose. The Vikings have lost, and all the Panthers need to do is win, and they make the playoffs.
First guy on the field for the offense was Muhsin Muhammad. Got a second touchdown pass in the last series, and he wants the ball a little bit more.
He's caught only 4 passes today, but 2 of the 4 have gone for touchdowns.
What an atmosphere. What a game.
Delhomme on first down, incomplete. Off the fingertips of Nick Goings.
Now the difference maker for the Saints on defense today has been the play of the defensive line. Darren Howard, Will Smith, Charles Grant, they've controlled it. And then the coverage has been outstanding from the corners. And that's what has carried the Saints today. And that's what has to get done now for Carolina. They've got to be able to control that defensive line. And Jake needs some time for these guys to get open.
4 receivers set. 2nd and 10 from the 35. Delhomme in trouble. Down he goes. Back at the 27-yard line.
That's just, they have just crushed. They just crushed that pocket. Look at Darren Howard here. He gets to the edge of Jordan Gross. Same thing came from the other side by Will Smith against Matt Willey.
The 6th Saints sack today. We welcome those of you who have just joined us. Kenny Albert, Brian Baldinger, Jay Glazer in Charlotte. 3rd down and 18 for the Panthers with 3.5 remaining. They trail by 3. They need to win to make the playoffs. Delhomme's pass is nearly intercepted by Tapungi Jones, so the Panthers will send out the punting unit. Because the Vikings lost, the Panthers, should they win, are in. The Saints need a win plus a Rams loss, and the Rams currently lead the Jets in the closing minutes.
That series by that defensive line is as big as any Jim Haslett has had in his tenure, because they stopped the momentum right there of the offense, of this crowd, of everything on those 3 plays.
Sauerbrunn punting from his own 15. So the Saints, with 3:13 remaining, back on offense as we check in with James Brown.
Hey, Kenny, take a look at the seesaw battle going on in St. Louis. Some of you have already seen this, others did not. Mark Bulger hooking up with Torrey Holt. Holt's 2nd touchdown reception of the game. Then the 2-point conversion is good. That by Steven Jackson. 29-26, Rams on top. Rams get in with the win and some help. Let's take it back to Kenny Albert.
JB, Rams, all they need to do at this point is win, because the Vikings lost.
Lost by the Vikings.
So the Rams win, they are in.
I'll tell you who's in. The 12th man is in for Carolina right now.
Saints from their own 29. McAllister. Deuce McAllister had a 71-yard run earlier that led to the first Saints touchdown.
Look at the offensive lineman picking up Deuce right there. That'll quiet a crowd more than anything. A running game. They're going to run the ball again. Force the Panthers to burn a timeout. They're going to measure this. There's no greater feeling for an offensive lineman in this league when you're on the road and you're ahead and you're trying to protect the lead if you can run the ball and melt the clock. Charles penalty right there, taking a breather. That's how linemen breathe, by the way. They turn their hats around and they put them on top of their head, get themselves a little bit more oxygen for the next play.
As a former lineman, I ask you, did it work?
Yeah, when you do anything you can, you get a little bit more air in your system.
From the 39. Dante Stallworth takes it up to the 48-yard line. Gain of 9 with 2.5 remaining. And a timeout is called by the Carolina Panthers. Panthers started the season 1-7. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. Saints were 4-8. They've won their last 3.
I tell you, those guys right there. Aaron Howard's had a great day along with Grant and Smith, the 3 of those guys. Really big days.
They have combined for 5 of the Saints' 6 sacks today.
Dominant performance by that group.
2nd down and 1. Inside handoff to the fullback, Mike Carney. And the rookie out of Arizona State picks up the 1st down.
Well, they've had 2 great plays on 1st down. They got the one by Deuce McAllister for a 1st down, and then they got the little hitch outside for 9 yards, and now Carney picks up the 1st down.
Saints will take this all the way down to the 2-minute warning. So with 2 minutes left to play, it's the Saints by 3, and they are rooting for the Jets.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by SVC, going beyond the call.
Not in our house, buddy. Not today.
Oh, no! This ain't going down. Not today, Daddy, now!
Not today.
Not today.
Not tomorrow.
Nobody coming in here. Not in our house. Not in our house.
Visa, official card of the NFL and the house of the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots, where they accept no other card to get you in. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
Today, we'll help a computer company move components from South America to Asia. We'll manage their inventory in warehouses around the world. We'll send a €2 million payment to their vendor in Brussels. At UPS, we don't just synchronize deliveries. We help synchronize companies. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
Hello?
It's happening again.
I don't believe it.
To track down an ancient evil, they have been trained to hunt it.
We gotta go down there.
Equipped to kill it.
Come on, people! This is just the beginning.
Now, they just have to survive it. Alone in the Dark. Rated R. In theaters January 28th.
Look of dejection on the face of Panthers owner Jerry Richardson. Jets are on the Rams 41. There is Saints owner Tom Benson. The Saints need the Jets to win. We welcome those of you who have just joined us. New Orleans Saints leading the Carolina Panthers 21-18. A look at Saints owner Tom Benson. 2 minutes remaining here in Charlotte. Saints make the playoffs with a win and a win by the Jets over the Rams. If the Rams win, the Saints are eliminated. Panthers are eliminated with a loss as well. Saints on the Carolina 48 with 2 minutes to play. Deuce McAllister. McAllister takes it down to the 45. And the Panthers use their final timeout. They stop the clock at 1:55.
We can run 40 seconds in theory off each play, Ken. 40 seconds, and 40 seconds is somewhere around 1 minute and 20 seconds. They can run off in the next 2 plays by running. And the Panthers can't do anything to stop it during that time. They're just maximize that clock right there. You're talking about 35 seconds left in the game. I think I did that right.
Math major at Duke?
No, John Fox probably doing it. Deuce McAllister probably knows that math right there. He's had a good day. But the Saints defense has controlled this game. And Jim Haslett said at the beginning, hey, we win the turnover battle. We take care of the football. We're going to win this game. And that's really been the story, along with superb play by the defensive line. Cornerbacks have been outstanding. And overall, it's the best I've seen the Saints play in a long, long time.
30 seconds remaining in St. Louis. Carney. We are told the Jets are inside the Rams' 10-yard line as time winds down in St. Louis.
Pickup of 2 on the play. See the play clock there. Aaron Brooks will. He's got his hands up. Just calm down. Jake can't believe it. He may not get this ball back.
New York Jets have a 2nd and goal on the Rams' 9-yard line, trailing by 3 in St. Louis. 3rd down and 5 for the Saints here in Charlotte. Brooks looking to throw, and passes caught, but well short.
Why did he get out of bounds?
Ernie Conwell, the tight end, well shy
the clock, though,
of the 1st down.
He rolled out of bounds. And Haslett said the clock should be rolling, but they stopped the clock. If you're going to catch the ball, that's fine, but don't roll out of bounds. See, the Saints are saying the clock should be winding. The Panthers just got a huge break there. First of all, I don't understand them even throwing the football in that situation. But now, instead of maybe Carolina getting the ball back with around 30 seconds, they're going to get it with about 1 minute.
So a huge break for the Panthers as we take another look.
Yeah, you know, see, here's
the ruling on the field is the receiver stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, see,
4th down.
Conwell there is rolling. He got his foot out of bounds there. Huge, huge mistake. Now look, the Panthers are down a field goal. Casey's already made a 54-yarder today. They just gave the cardiac cats some life support.
That was the worst possible scenario for the Saints.
Yeah, they don't get the 1st down, and they get out of bounds.
They would have been able to run this clock all the way down to right around 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Berger punting from his own 45, end over end. Gamble lets it go, and it takes a Saints bounce all the way down to the 2.
They should touch that ball. Run all the clock off they can.
Jets have tied that game on a late field goal, so it looks like they are headed for overtime.
This is Conwell out here now in that last 3rd down by the Saints. Watch this. This left foot gets out of bounds there. Ooh, you know what? Yeah, he was touched with him in bounds.
For this 1st down play, we send it to Los Angeles and JB.
Kenny, take a look at this. Boy, the Rams could have locked this one up. Chad Pennington of the Jets in the red zone throws it right into the arms of Adam Archuleta. He dropped it. The Jets came back with the field goal, and it's all tied back to Kenny Albert.
All right, JB, Panthers need to go about 65 yards in less than a minute. Mangum, it deflected off Mangum to Nick Owings.
Hooking lateral. And the big thing is he got out of bounds. I mean, perfectly executed. Oh, that was a great play. That's all by design there. You practice that play, and you use it maybe once a year, but in a situation like this, and it gets him out of deep in that end zone.
From the 22, Malone gets himself out of trouble, and then he throws it away. Under intense pressure, he's been sacked 6 times today, down to 39 seconds.
Casey's made a 54-yard field goal. They need